I can do things, guys. I can do things. I'm independent. I'm able. I'm alive. Kind of. Happy Thursday. You're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 230. We are in patch 8.1, not patch 8.1.5.7.3.2, just 8.1 for now. Today, tonight, this evening, we are going to be talking about everything, I guess, post patch 1.0, pretty much everything that's good in the hood around Azeroth. And we're going to dive into what was good, what wasn't good, what could be better, what we need. Tacos in game? No? Got steak and potatoes. We didn't get any tacos. We have a ton to talk about, so grab a drink, hogtie the spouse, give the animals a treat, put the kids in a nice room with food and bread and water and all of that other stuff, and ignore my dog barking if you guys heard that. But we have a lot to talk about, so make sure you guys stay right here.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Iron Forge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Pwnecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Belle.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
Lovable defender of the lesser races of Azeroth, it's Murky.
Because a turtle made it to the water.
With the Pwnecast team assembled, let the battle for Azeroth begin.
Hello, people of podcast land. This is Winstallin speaking, and Winstead from the Technically PvP podcast, and you are listening to the Pwnecast podcast.
It is us. I suppose that I should unmute you. My dog was barking literally the entire time, like the entire time the intro was happening. So I'm really glad that I muted. So we have these neighbors that are really super nice neighbors, but the dog.
Yeah, you killed their plant.
No, that was the other neighbors. That was Sharon.
Sharon Burns.
Sharon!
Pretty
Sharon!
much. Yeah, that was Sharon. She is a nice lady. You know, she's...
The ducks.
So I did this WiseBot on the channel, and I realized I need to fix settings. It was a test thing, and it seems to be doing weird stuff without my permission in chat. Like, I don't need a follower count. We don't care. Guys, we don't care about numbers. We are about quality, not quantity.
I mean, quantity.
Wait, what did I say?
What?
Did I say quantity or quality? Did I say... Oh,
You said both of those words, yeah?
She doesn't remember which order she said them. That's okay. We don't either.
I don't remember. You are a little low, Murky, in your volume.
Now you tell me after we go live.
Well, so it sounded... Or maybe it was me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
It was me.
So, guys...
Are we better?
Hi, how are you?
What was that, Murky?
Hi, how are you? We good?
I'm not high at all.
Maybe. Maybe. Did you say you're not high
Quality.
enough? Quality. That's what we do here at Pwnecast. We're about that quality. Guys.
Just hit the intro again and we'll just start over.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're going to be all right. We're definitely going to make it for sure. I mean, there's worse things in the world. Right?
Like traffic.
And tea.
Tea?
Fuck you.
Tea is delicious.
Green tea?
Well, to everyone else, welcome back. If you are new to Pwnecast, I apologize. Just kidding, we apologize for nothing. But my name is Belle. And with
this
me...
amazing pan, like...
If you interrupt the intro one more fucking time, I'm going to drive to your house and I'm going to egg your front door.
Joke's on you, I don't have a house.
Yeah, but you have an apartment, and that'll get you in trouble with the property manager if there's egg on your front door.
I'm not scared of salmonella.
I will put a bag of poo on your front porch, and I will light it on fire.
Don't stop it out with your boots, Ted.
I will pay a man to go to your house and make you feel awkward. I don't know what that meant, but
I mean, you don't even pay someone to do that. Shit.
yeah, I felt like I knew where I was going with that, but then no. With me are my two co-hosts, although Rem has been gone for like a month. We have Remedies, the
2 days.
new corporate man. I don't really know what your job does.
I install security systems.
Oh, I knew that. Right? Did I know? I knew that, right?
Totally.
I feel safer already.
Yeah. You're gonna ask with who?
Murky, you are a little bit low still. So if I wanted security, would you give me free security or do I have to pay?
Free security, no, but I can give you heavy discounts because you're friends and family.
But I don't want heavy discounts. I want.
I mean, like I can get it for cheap. That's what I'm saying.
What is cheap to you though? Like cheap to me is $3.50.
$3.50.
Yeah, that's cheap to me.
I'll give you a sticker that says
Oh.
you're protected.
Are we good here?
Maybe, I think so.
All right, well, let's rock it out.
I don't know why it was being kind of weird. I mean, the dancing is awkward, but that's okay though. We're not meant to not be awkward. And then with me also is, I don't know if he's the magical Murloc because we don't really know what he is, who he is, where he's been, or what he does, if I'm being real. Today's going to be the episode where we call all the things out, guys. And it's going to be a good one because I am in a fantastic mood. Murky.
It's a lie.
Where have you been, Murky?
I've been doing all the things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things you been doing?
Doing all the brand new storylines on my mage, doing it on my druid, doing it on my Meta Knight, doing it on my started my rogue. I've been around, just doing hopping.
Tell us where you've been from across the galaxy, Rem.
What?
Where have you been?
What about the galaxy? Well, last week I was in Indiana. No access to a computer for over 6 days, so I was going fucking stir crazy.
Yeah, I could not. That's a life I couldn't live at all. I couldn't live that life.
But yeah, no, the first time I was able to game was Sunday, and that was limited. And then, yeah, I've just been training. So
why was your
that
game
was
time
very-
limited on Sunday?
because I was recouping from travel. I don't travel well.
Oh. I suppose I'll stop trolling now.
It was weird.
It isn't an inside joke, if that's what you guys are.
Yeah. Oh, I believe Sunday afternoon I was actually downtown getting coffee with someone.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
really
then-
what I was looking for there, Rem. So, guys at home, you know, when I ask a question, it's never because I don't know the answer. It's because I already know the answer, but I would like verbal confirmation.
I didn't know that's what you're referencing. So
I mean, I can't imagine.
Because I mean, I don't know how would you know that.
It's weird. How would I know those things? Because people are habitual, and when they break their habits, there's several reasons that those could be. So you logically have to narrow them down. Given the fact you and I aren't fighting, and I mean, I don't know if we're fighting.
I mean, I thought you were fighting with me earlier, so I'm.
I was.
We're fighting?
The passive aggressive ha. One ha is passive aggressive. By the way.
Wait,
My
why,
bunch, you are.
why was I passive aggressive on a ha?
Well, because I said I'm hood rich, and you're like, ha, ha.
Oh, no, sir. See what that was? That was me messaging in between work stuff, which is typical when it's just like short answers like that.
Okay.
You know, I've actually responded to a text message in a Slack chat on accident because I was thinking it, and then like I was
Just
like,
typed it and sent it. And
yeah, I was just like, this is super awkward. Like, I don't really know kind of where we go from here, right? Like, I don't. I'm just gonna sit
gonna
here.
roll with it, 'cause-
Yeah, I'm just gonna bow out gracefully.
At least you didn't say something like, "Did the bitch have my money?" or something.
Yeah, it's
Could have been better or worse.
yeah. So coffee with the lady, that's gamers don't have girlfriends, Rem, so I don't know like what you expect to happen in this scenario.
Oh, I don't know either.
Wow, Wow, 4 months in a row sub. Look at you go, Blow. I feel
Wow.
like he named himself that just because he really likes us to say that name.
Hello.
Well, and he likes to blow, so.
It's so weird.
Sky Reach!
That impression can only be done under a lot of alcohol. Just so we're like clear about that.
As I was also a side note, while I was in Indiana, I told Dark about this and you, but I was unshamefully flirting with the bartender. His name was Jim. And
So
Go on.
it's all fun and games
That
until
was
someone
shit.
fucks around and buys a plane ticket. Like these days, the world is a curious place. You have to be very careful.
oh, yeah.
Because any wink and someone's like, oh, they want to marry me, I'm going to travel around the country to be with them. Like, you got to be really careful what happens there.
You're right.
Fuck around and get a dude named Hank that's got a wife and 3 kids, a dog, and maybe a lizard. Like, and that's no pun intended there.
What kind of lizard?
I'm thinking maybe like,
A bearded dragon?
maybe a bearded.
I'd be down like with that.
Pretty cool.
There was no pun intended on that bearded, guys, in case you're thinking like I was trying to make it weird. Like I totally wasn't trying to make it weird. Well, okay, maybe I was trying to make it weird. But let's get into game content. Otherwise, I'm going to get hate mail about how we talk about too much about our personal lives on a show that we own. Because that's not allowed, guys.
God forbid we're fucking human.
Yeah, like fun's not allowed. If there's fun of any sort to be had, then I need to come in and shut it down because that is my job. And the quality of the show is not good if I'm not doing those things. So if I see you guys even laugh, I'm going to have to shut it down. And you know...
What are you Tumblr and Facebook right now? No fun, please?
Yeah, then we're just going to be no fun police. And because, guys, I have to make sure that we have a quality production because who is going to sponsor us if we are not what we should be?
The storm.
We have. So we have my mom, we have his mom, and your mom as our sponsors.
Yeah, you're right. And
That's
you
all
know,
we need, man.
And truth be told, we are not a Twitch show, right? Like that's not what our main function is. We're not a YouTube show. That is not our main function. Our base has always been audio. iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify really are where everybody's listening. And there's so many people that listen, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but I have statistics. I mean, we don't even hear from a fraction of folks, which means there's a lot of lurkers, and I appreciate that. Lurk away, guys. Sometimes you just have to silently creep and just, you know.
Yeah, I invite you to lurk IRL too.
Silently.
I mean, I'm just kidding. Don't buy a plane ticket, please.
I don't think that silently lurking and creeping are the same thing.
Yeah, there's similarities but differences. Yeah.
Murky might know the difference. I don't know. He strikes me as the type. He strikes me as the type that's had to like identify that over the years. Is that
Personally or from some?
Is that?
I had to think about it. I wasn't sure.
You're still low. Move your mic to you.
Eat your mic.
I think it's not to you.
Wow, you bought her headset?
Yep,
Wow.
I'm a ham.
Oh yeah, see the mic. You got to put the mic over your monitor in front of you, so it's here because it's the side is not happening.
Yeah, it sounded really good when you're right on it.
Hey, so.
Well, this is gonna be a fun time.
Well, how come it's not like it should be in front of your face? Because it's still not loud enough.
Should be right here.
Yeah, where he's got it. So what we'll do is I'll go through the weekly reset while you mute and reposition your stuff to where it's closer to you, because nobody's gonna be able to hear you.
This is gonna be a 30-minute project, so no.
Well, you got approximately 3.5 minutes, so I'm gonna need you to make a miracle happen. But just mute first so that they don't hear all the bumping. Again, guys, quality production here. So, you know, if you're listening to this on iTunes or an audio version, sometimes you're going to hear things that, you know, happen when you're live. And I used to edit every little thing out, and I would spend, you know, 6 or 7 hours editing. And I just decided that, you know, it's okay to be human, and we're never going to be
Oh crap!
I hope if you guys are watching,
I'm
Murky's
just
in
gonna
a.
do this from now on. At this point, is my audio better?
It's way better. So I just needed to like put it in a hole. That's what guys do. Just put it close to you, in front of your face.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, maybe put it up and over your monitor. Because it should, These are things we should have done post-show or pre-show, but I was doing other things pre-show, so, I'm not at my 100% all the time. My butt's getting sweaty, so we're going to fix that. Okay, guys, let's talk about what's happening on Tuesday, which this isn't Tuesday, but it's important for you guys to know the Feast of the Winter Veil is happening on the 16th, and this is my favorite time of year. I love doing things as Santa Belle. And I like having my reindeer. I love having my little gnome, my little very whorishly dressed gnome in her scantily clad Santa outfit. And I like throwing yellow snow at people in the major city. Do you not?
Rude.
You don't?
No.
Throw yellow snow?
No, that's worse than putting a rock in your snowball. That's just
Interesting.
rude.
So it's a good time to do all the things, and probably next week we'll break down anything that's new or any reminders that you need to know in regards to that. But I think, like this one specifically, everybody pretty much knows the things that are involved there. It's not a brain buster, but you just want to get toys and things and explosions and...
Another Crash and Thrashing racer?
Yeah, and you really want to have your... you want to be mogged out for the winter, right? It's really important that you theme yourself in-game accordingly.
I honestly do. I like those gaudy sweaters that they have.
Can you hear me now, Mr. Krabs?
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you feeling it
All right.
now, Mr. Krabs?
That is way better. Look at us.
You know what I'm feeling?
Guys, sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you the cat or are you the canary?
The canary.
Are you the cat or the ball of yarn?
Well, here's the thing. It changes on whether or not you're the cat and the canary. Every day it could be different. But I do realize that all things in life could be defined by those two instances. And every day you have to say to yourself, which am I today?
I'm the canary more often than
I'm
not.
taking the day.
And if you're the canary, you just have to be okay with today I'm the canary.
I accept my mediocrity.
And then if you're the cat, sometimes you just have to be okay with what that implies and what that means. Because sometimes the world needs a cat and sometimes the world needs a canary. And it's okay to have that duality. There's some life lessons from Belle there, guys. For Tuesday, which Tuesday is the 18th. I don't know why. I could have swore I put it in here. The Battleground bonus event, which is a lie because that's happening right now. What the hell, guys?
Right? Meow.
Wow, it's the dungeon event next week, isn't it? Shit. Guys, I messed up. I think it's the dungeon event.
Quality production
Yeah,
today.
I think it's I don't actually know. For some reason...
I am watching my microphone properties. It just keeps dropping in levels. That's what's going on, and I don't know why.
So there's a option in your settings that uncheck the allow automatically control whatever in your... That should help it. And then you should double check your zoom to make sure it's not auto adjusting in the option there too. The PvP brawl that I talked about last week, right? Remember, Belle thought she was crazy because I was seeing stuff on the calendar. Turns out I'm crazy still, but not as crazy as initially indicated. Like, I'm lucid, right? Is that a word in use here? Lucid?
No.
Oh, well, that's awkward. Well, here's the thing. It is going to be happening next week. I'm pretty excited because that's back-to-back brawls. I did some Arathi Blizzard last night. Guys, I found LM. We're okay. Doesn't matter if I found it or not because I was the only one that went to LM because apparently in my hiatus from PvP, the strategy has changed and we no longer worry about LM.
The problem is no one else was able to find it because...
Right. But, who knew that the strategy was going to change?
You good?
Like a 5-year strategy, and now all of a sudden we don't worry about LM. Ever. So we're clear.
Well, LM stands for lose match, so I wouldn't go to LM.
We won, though, and that's all that mattered, right? All that matters is
yeah.
winning.
All that matters is winning.
Yeah.
Because
Did
all
you
I
get
do
all
is
the
win,
stuns done?
no matter what.
Well, we're going to talk about, because I do have a PvP segment, but yeah, we're going to talk about that later because it was good things. But so the Cooking Impossible, which is based in Valley of the Four Winds, and like we talked about last week, basically the purpose of this is to find all the ingredients that Nomi needs for his chili recipe.
That guy.
And if you die and you have ingredients on you, you drop the ingredients and you have to rely on another member. As of like yesterday, I don't think I seen like any gameplay or any images. I don't know that I actually looked either. I'm excited just because it's another brawl. I think it's interesting that they chose Valley of the Four Winds. It's weird, right?
Wait, so it's a new map?
No, it'll probably is it not going to be like the 3 checkpoint?
I don't know. It just says it's a 10.
I figure it's going to be like that one that had like the goblin mine, the panda mine, and
It's a
whatever
10
it was.
flag map. So I don't know. Like I have no idea. But since it's a brawl, I'm assuming they're pulling. I don't know, but it's new and I'm excited. Because I don't know how they can like. We couldn't go to one of the flag maps now, and
Wait, so when is this coming out?
the 18th, the reset on Tuesday.
I don't remember them talking about this at all, though.
They haven't
wasn't
talked
that.
about it. So I forgot you weren't on the show last week. So last week when I did, 2 weeks ago when I did my PTR video, which came out on Monday, or my patch video, which came out, and then when I was in there doing things, I had noticed this brawl on the calendar. Now, nothing had really been talked about. It had been pulled in data mining, but Blizzard hadn't really said much about it. The assumption there is I think maybe Blizzard didn't know if it was going to be ready, which makes a lot of sense. I didn't actually get to test it in PTR because when you try to queue for most battlegrounds in PTR, you don't actually get in a queue. It's like a 7-hour wait.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anything mentioned in the initial patch notes. There wasn't anything talked about it until like a day or two later. Murky messaged and was like, hey, they finally said a thing about it. So we don't know what it looks like, but it is based in Valley of the Four Winds, and like I said, you're basically tasked with collecting the chili recipe ingredients for Nomi and the race to complete the chili, I guess, is the winner. Better than being a wiener, I guess, but
I'm a wiener.
It's all fun and games till someone loses a wiener.
well, do they really lose it though? And if they lose it, where does it go? But those are questions to be asked on another time, not this time. Guys, here's the thing about patches, right? Hot fixes are going to be hot fixes galore. Every other day, there's going to be a new set of hot fixes. I encourage you to keep yourself informed.
But wouldn't that mean that quality assurance is kind of slacking?
I don't believe so.
Just time for fresh changes is all it is. A little update.
I mean, so here's the thing about the whole...
Change your bed sheet, right?
Here's the thing about the testing process. It's great, except it really isn't great. That's all.
That was
a beautiful story. I'm touched.
From somebody who deals with this on an every 2-week basis from sprint to sprint, I can tell you that I've personally tested things on 3 separate environments, and by the time it gets to live, something is still wrong, because live just is what it is. It's live. And they can't account for every single factor. The only thing that they could do is try to keep that number. And I don't really know that they get true full scope feedback in PTR because you don't have the full player base. There's a lot of elements that don't exist there. So while I think it could probably be worse, I think we should be scared if they weren't doing hot fixes every other day, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I agree with that, but I just feel like the amount of hot fixes that come out on the day of is quite a lot. And the significance of the hot fixes are pretty insane too.
Yeah, I mean, again, coming from...
Like the whole, the flight thing for the...
That issue didn't exist in PTR because I had it in PTR. So whatever it was, there was some significant thing in live that was affected.
Translation.
Yeah, because in PTR it worked as expected because that was one of the things that I did.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have millions of lines of code, so I mean, something's gonna fuck up on side B that you expected to work on side A. But I understand all that, but it just seems like
Don't get
At
on
least
the
we're not
negative
falling
bandwagon,
back.
Rem, because I'm going to shut you down every time, because I've been
No, I'm
dealing with
not.
the internet for a month. So
I'm not talking about the negative
Just
bandwagon.
letting
I'm
you
just
know.
looking at it at
no, you're looking at it
face
from
value.
you're looking at it from all these fucking neckbeards on the internet.
At least we're not Fallout
No.
76, am I right?
Oh man.
I still think Blizzard's got top quality games compared to others. Little fixes are nothing compared to what we've seen other video game companies have. So I don't even.
At least it's
bitch or cry
playable.
Right. Like, that's it. There's still other things you can do.
At least it's playable.
So you couldn't have fly paths on your alts for a moment. There was a lot of shit to do elsewhere yesterday.
Yeah, at least it was play. And I don't even know if they fixed that. Does anybody know?
I heard the item was back, but
Oh, was
I don't know
it?
what I don't know what was wrong originally. Like, I had the item because I bought it on opening.
All they said was it was doing a weird thing. There was something that it was doing, so they had to like pull the item out completely.
I'm wondering if it's supposed to be a consumable that's used when right click because it's so cheap, but it still exists in all my characters' bags. So
Yeah, you're well in PTR.
It was
You
used
purchase
up.
it, you send it to your alt needed to use it, but if you tried to purchase like one more than one, it would tell you you couldn't have another one while it was in your bag, so you actually had to go send it to your
because it was unique, yeah.
yeah.
That's what that Kathy or Katie whistle is for.
Right.
Catheter whistle? What?
Well, I mean, sometimes people need catheters. Wouldn't you prefer a catheter?
I wouldn't have to get up.
Rem, I feel like it would be right up your alley.
Fuck no.
No?
No, I'd rather
It
die.
doesn't hurt going in, it hurts going out. Hello? Famous last words.
That's all bad.
I mean, perspective, right? Perspective.
I'd rather get a colonoscopy than
Wow. Wow. Colonoscopy, that's deep. I wasn't even trying. It just happened in a natural, organic fashion. Life is good. So was some random class things where things were doing other things. Oh, yep, they have returned the scouting maps to their vendors, which is good. So you can buy them on your...
It wouldn't be called a
Made
colonoscopy if it
clear.
was done by you, okay?
What would it be called?
Homecast After Hours.
Like,
Anyways, moving on.
what would it be called? I mean, if you're going to tell me what it isn't called, you're going to tell me what it is called, right? No?
No.
Okay.
You all looked at it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because they would call me out. No.
So lots of different hot fixes. There's really too many to mention. But they did revert the change that required where you had to have that profession skill in order to be able to use high level crafted items.
Oh, that was crazy. People lost all their items, yeah?
Which it was terrible that they didn't warn anybody. I don't think the thing itself is a bad idea. I think
But doesn't that kind of limit what you can do with that profession in terms of making money? Because once you make that item, it seems kind of... I mean, you have the engineers always had the goggles since like MOP, but at the same time, you've had other sources of making money and using it to be useful. Are they going to have like a top tier thing that you have to pour all your stuff into and that's equipped on you? And then you have like stuff like right below it? Have you looked at the professions? Because I don't do crafting professions in terms of gear, so I don't pay attention to it.
So it's just like the carpet. You have to be a certain skill to be able to use the carpet. I don't remember what the skill level is, but I remember going, shit, I need to work. This was back when, it was really hard to level professions, and I wanted this damn carpet so bad. I could craft it, but I couldn't use it.
Oh, so you can trade it, but you have to have like 350.
You have to have a
X.
certain skill to be able to wear it or use it. So it's
Okay.
kind of that same concept. I was trying to think what else to compare it to. Now, that isn't the case right now, right? That wasn't the case when we started the expansion. I don't remember last expansion as far as craftables go because I didn't really wear a lot of the crafted stuff. I used it for guildies when they got maxed.
No, it was like catch-up kind of
Yeah, it was like a sideline type of deal. So they did talk about and say that they reverted the change because they didn't really warn people about it. That was bad form. Shit happens. Somebody left that out of the notes, whatever. So people they logged in with no pants because they couldn't wear the pants.
I know that struggle.
Now, this is only going to be a temporary revert. Like in future content, they're going to go back to that, mentality. I don't particularly hate that mentality because I think if you're going to wear and take advantage of the high level, right, the high item level crafted stuff, I think you should have to do that because I can tell you that for 4 months, when it took me that long to level my tailoring to use that damn carpet, I was mad, guys. I was mad because
How often do you use that carpet?
Well, I don't use it very much anymore. But I did. It might have been the carpet from BC. But I
noticed.
Go ahead, you're good.
Oh, I was playing with professions the other day, and something I noticed, I don't know if it was talked about, if this was just some dumb luck, but because you're able to turn Sanguicell into Expulsum now, I was really excited thinking, oh shit, I can finally craft those 385 pants for my mage. And I don't know if you've done the leveling for the high-end gear, but you have to create the 355s to make the 370s to make the 385s. I made the 385 pants before pre-patch and had the 370 recipe. When I scrapped those pants in the machine, all I got was the Sanguicell back, which was announced that's supposed to happen. But I didn't get any Expulsum back. But after the patch, I crafted 50 Expulsums, and I got all 50 Expulsums back from scrapping those pants. I didn't see any mention of Expulsum being returned along with Sanguicell.
I don't know. I didn't think that Expulsum was returned.
It did yesterday. I got all 50 back, and I'm on my way to crafting those 385.
Interesting.
So if anybody crafts something that requires Expulsums, if you scrap them, because like my pants were like He's burst shits that didn't need to exist. But if somebody else confirm, because that was something I had happen to me. I took a screenshot. I got the 50 Sanguicell, 50 Expulsum.
I mean,
back.
they reduced so much stuff with the Expulsum anyway, which actually, let's see.
They came out with new recipes, but we can't make them until Season 2 starts to craft the baseline 385 stuff. So I was trying to craft...
A number of recipes have been adjusted so that the Expulsum required by the recipe matches the amount of Expulsum returned when you scrap that crafted item.
Okay, so they give you Expulsum back. All right. It didn't the first pair I scrapped, so that's cool. I must have overlooked that one under professions because I was looking.
Yeah, well, this was a hotfix that happened yesterday.
Oh, okay. That's why. Holy shit, I got lucky. I'm so proud because I spent like 1,000 Sanguicell making Expulsum, so...
Huh.
Congratulations.
Look at all these brand new watching live folks, guys. Welcome to the shit show.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Whoa.
There's so many hotfixes. Like, I was trying to see if I could pick through.
Well, the more important ones is the shadow changes.
People can read about all. There's way too many class stuffs.
Yeah, the main ones is important.
There's so many class stuffs that, and it will continue to change. So it's better to just read them and stuff, and just do and be happy.
What if I can't read good?
They nerfed Blood Elf Arcane Torrent. Aren't we happy?
There is a new mount.
Oh.
Is it Vulpine or Vulpine?
The Vulpine.
I hope it's Vulpine.
The Familiar. Which,
the Vulpine.
Shout out to my dudes over in Asia Land because China posted that shit first, right? That was found on China servers first.
They've done that before.
Yeah. Which, I was gonna wait.
Somebody does not think clocks over there.
There was some stuff on Twitter today, which is why I'm careful.
Are you talking about the...
Yeah. Which the response, I don't know. If you know what tweet I'm talking about, there was somebody who responded about, oh, you use this as a business, yet you're talking shit. got it or something. And I was in the bathroom and I was laughing hysterically because it was a good burn.
No, did you see the exchange between Gold?
Yeah, we're not going to say names on the show, though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't. But yes, I was exactly talking about that, and I don't know why you didn't pick up that.
Name redacted.
Because he talked about another tweet, so I was confused.
I was talking about the response. There was, in that same thread, there was responses there, and I appreciate that people were like, well, that's weird. You're using this as a means for people to sub to you. That's weird. Which, here's the thing about that. The complaint is that, all the really cool mounts are purchasable. So, a lot of really cool mounts you have to be a Mythic Raider to get, and I'm not. So I don't cry about that. Right?
I thought the frogs were cool as shit. Nobody's excited about those.
Well,
they're going to give me warts on my thighs.
No, people are really excited about those frogs because I see them everywhere. Like, people are loving those frogs. The Meat Wagon is out too. Upon further review of the Meat Wagon, I've decided that I'm not really super interested in having that mount. It is kind of ugly. It's cool, people like it.
It's meant to be ugly.
Right, and
it's the Meat Wagon, it's not the...
Guys, I can't...
The Rainbow Wagon.
I can't run around on ugly.
If it doesn't match the Mog, it's got to go.
It looks ugly.
Wow.
No, you don't agree with the post, Dark. We don't agree with ass hattery and toxicity.
Someone's on the couch tonight.
So get the flying Volpera Fox. It's $25, guys. It's $25. You could find that if you want.
Spoilers.
Volpera too small to ride. I'm confused.
It's what?
I said Volpera too small to ride. I'm confused.
Well, it's a Volpine familiar, so it's the fox.
What does it say?
It doesn't say anything. It flies. I saw where you were going with that, and I'm going to shut that down because that song's going to get stuck in my head. Well, I think it's $25. If you don't want it, don't buy it. If you want it, buy it. If you don't like it, okay.
Bye.
If you have friends, gift it. It's the holidays.
Yeah, there's totally nothing wrong with them making decisions and deciding where stuff goes with who and what and for how many cookies. Like, that's totally acceptable behavior. So we're not going to cry about it. We're just going to be okay. We either like it or we don't.
I mean, that's how I always got toys at the store, Belle. God.
Well, and I think I because I'd been saving my BattleNet balance to buy Warforged, but there isn't a quick need for it because we got, 4 or 5 months before that's even out. So I might just use it for the mount and then,
Yeah, I bought it earlier today because I was holding off on it. And I was able to before I did it.
You bought the mount?
Did you say you pay for the game, the mount is a bonus? What? Are you saying being able to
He's talking about the Warforged.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. Right. No, I agree. I'm just saying there wasn't a rush for me to pay for it right now. Like, I was going to...
right the first time.
I was going to pay for it right now so that I could have the mount, but I decided that I'm not really that interested in the mount, so I'm just going to wait until closer to release. There's no reason for me to fork out dough for something that I'm not going to be able to play right now, so I can just wait a little bit. Which I know the idea was to get people to purchase now so that, they could have the mount, which is cool.
Well, I don't care for the mount either. It's cool, but I'm not going to ride it.
I mean, if I, Horde side maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, as a Horde player, I would enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, my Undead would ride that for sure.
Yeah, it's...
one of the Undead.
It's kind of along that, same lines. It's...
I do feel really bad for that Fox mount, though, just because I did buy it this morning, but yesterday I was doing all my Dark Shore rares. I did get one of those new cats. He's already boxed away, not using him anymore. I was all so proud of this cat. I was like, Discord, look. And now about the fox. Fuck that cat. He's gone.
Those new Nightsaber models are really nice, too.
Yeah.
I like that it isn't celestially. It isn't spectrally. It's just very clean. Mm-hmm. It's got nice, neutral-ish type colors, where it's like earth tones almost.
A little bluish white going on.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Sometimes it's nice to just have simple visually, because some of these mounts, they have a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't have the Bronto mount because I still don't have the gold for the Bronto mount. And every time I get gold for the Bronto mount, my gold has to go somewhere else. I.e. sending my husband a ton of money for him to buy his heirlooms because...
Wait, you don't need to use a random mount mod. There is a button for favorites. What?
Yeah, I don't utilize the favorites. I know there's a lot of people that use it. I think that's cool. I don't. I typically have my favorite mounts either per expansion or per what I'm wearing, Mogwise.
So my bar is set up with, it's got the Yak, the Drake, the Water Strider, and then another one that is my favorite, and then I have my favorite one where I just rotate stuff out.
So you have about 5, 6 mounts on your action bar at any given moment, right?
Like one of the action bars that don't matter, yeah.
I have 3. I have my Water Strider.
I have 8.
Okay, no, I have 4. I have my Water Strider, I have my Yak, I have my Warlock Horse, and my Argent.
Well, that's because Spirit Wolf and Druid Travel are inferior, so...
Wow. Why is somebody calling me right now, guys?
Oh, sorry.
It's coming from the attic.
Who even has my number?
Somebody buying.
I just don't, you know. I really like the Argents, though. The reason I like the Argents is because they're great ground mounts, and the flying is aesthetically pleasing. I have a lot of problem with flyer mounts because they do a lot of weird stuff in the air, and it makes
Wait, the what?
The flying mounts, it makes me, like, seasick.
No, what are the Argents? You're talking about Argentavises? Are you?
No, not I was thinking of the Argent one from Argent Crusaders. The fucking hippogriffs is what I meant. Fucking Christ. That's what happens when you play multiple games, guys. You don't have things in your brain to be able to cross-reference, but the hippogriffs are my favorite, not Argents. The fuck? I haven't even played in, like, some time. Anyway, yeah, but I like them because they're really great on the ground. They don't hover, right? They actually have feet, so they're on the ground. And then when they're flying, they're aesthetically
Yeah, they don't lob off their feet.
Well, you know how, like, a lot of the flying mounts, they don't actually run on the ground. They hover. I don't want to hover.
Yeah, no, like the mount from, what's it called? The Tomb of Sagaris, the Arcane Raven thing.
I like things that are visually, because I get, like, it makes me sick sometimes. Like, I bought that damn
like
Heart of Aspect
fucking,
shit.
Yeah. There's flips and shit. I hate that mount so much.
I just can't do it. It's too much for me.
I don't get motion sickness, but it's just so annoying.
The Sky Tail. Like, I have all the mounts. Any purchasable mount, any recruiter friend mount, like, any mount that I didn't have to mythic raid for in the sense of, like, cool mounts besides farming ones. But, like, I have a variety.
We should get the hippo.
I do want the hippo. I'd like to add the hippo to my
repertoire.
Yeah, I think it'd be really super nice because that hippo is pretty cool, and I need that hippo. And I don't like the rocket either for that reason. Like, I appreciate that the rocket's a 2-person mount, but maybe it's a visual thing because it feels like I'm going faster. Like, the rocket seems super slow when you're on the mount.
Well, that's like when you're on a large mount, it feels like it's going slower, but it's going the same speed.
Yeah, and I know that it's going the same speed, but it feels like it takes forever. And
Secret Sauce has a pink rocket. You can...
Oh, my.
I don't really know where to go from here.
I hate the rocket sound effects. I play with game sounds on, and that rocket just... yeah, just...
You guys made it awkward, but, I mean, don't we always? Isn't that what we do here?
Kind of our MO.
The leveling changes are in effect, so now's the perfect time to level. Make sure that you do that.
I forgot about that.
And I want to let you know that the Legion invasions in kind, the experience has been reduced there slightly. It's been adjusted. So...
Communist.
No, what it is because it's already OP for leveling. They just made it where it balances what, like, you can't level 7 levels in one Legion invasion. That
Why
doesn't make
not?
sense. Because then we would...
Just...
Yeah, the fun police for sure, but I think I haven't gotten to test it out. I do have several that I'm leveling at once because that's what I do. I haven't had a chance to kind of test it out and see.
I did the same thing. You level like 5 to 7 and then rotate one out and then it helps my ADD. I say it helps, but it really doesn't.
Now we have four characters sitting at level 30, not doing anything.
Yeah, I got my rogue and I'm gonna level that warlock now that the level changes are in, so.
Oh, it isn't because they've been risen from beyond the grave? That isn't why you're leveling the fucking flavor of the month, Rem? Get me fucking started on this bullshit. I'm gonna have to rant on you. It isn't because warlocks are... I mean, affliction isn't a good way to be right now. Demos are right, though. They buffed some...
I mean, the warlock has been sitting at like level 20 for like 2 months.
I know. Why all of a sudden you wanted to level it? It's
because
weird.
I was waiting for the level changes.
Oh.
The leveling patch.
Oh,
I didn't even know that Destro is in a good spot right now.
Yeah, it is in a good spot right now. Has anybody checked the latest numbers that have been posted for the sim stuff?
No, I was looking at Shadow. I wasn't looking at Destro.
Go have a gander. I retweeted it. Have a gander. But not even that. I've live testing in real application happened over the last couple days. I'm fucking so happy. Now, you know what this means, guys. We'll talk about this in my PvP segment, but this means that a nerf is coming because they never let us do anything fun for long. But it is very, very nice. And there have been mass Twitters of warlocks rise up, and Botar posted on his Twitter yesterday, if you've ignored your warlock friend and refused to arena with them, now's the time to get back on the saddle. So but we'll talk about that later. So guys,
good demonology.
Before we move into talking about things in regards to the patch, make sure that you've done your Dark Whispers questline so that you can unlock your Night Warrior customization. Did that yesterday. It was a pretty good questline. I appreciate that I was not the only one that thought that Maiev sounded like she smoked 20 packs a day.
I mean, that's how she's always sounded.
I must not have ever paid attention. It feels like it isn't the same as always. It feels like it's slightly...
since Warcraft 3, she's always had that...
Feels real
She's had that, like... what is it? The... oh, I'm so moist.
Feels real bad.
She went from like Marge Simpson's sisters to Batman.
Yeah, yeah. The transition was pretty quickly. Like, it was noticeable. Where I was even like, why does she sound like that? I was very unimpressed with Malfurion's very few words. He still sounds like a chode. Who is in charge of his... He's a badass, right? Like, they showed his badassery, but he just sounds like a twerp.
It sounds lifeless. Like, his lines are... he's in a play on a stage.
Yeah, he sounds like a monotone version of American Dad.
Rem, are you Malfurion's voice actor?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was such a sick burn. So this is what happens when you miss, Rem. You end up being the target. The last 2 weeks, Murky has been the target because he's been the only one. So now he's paying it forward.
Sorry.
Yeah, 2 years, 2 response, yeah.
I want to preface the Warlock, or I want to talk about the Warlock for just 1 second. It isn't only in PvP. The Warlock was never bad in PvE. In fact, this entire expansion, the Warlock's been consistently pretty fucking fantastic from a PvE standpoint. More notably, AoE as usual, but single target once you learn. I was kind of sidelining things, but we'll talk about that in the later segment. But yeah, it's now getting to where it's being up there. It isn't about like you being able to finesse the damage out of
you're not just lucky on a fight. You're actually pretty good now. Nice. That doesn't matter.
It's nice. And I don't know why all of a sudden it's affected PvE because they have I don't know. To my knowledge, there wasn't a whole lot of changes with the Warlock that they told us. So I don't know. But okay, so guys, how much of the new stuff have you played, Rem? From the patch?
I did the preliminary intro for the Warfront. I was going to do the Warfront either after show or during the weekend. I haven't really done a whole lot. This was the first time I was actually had time to play. So, but you know, I like parts of the quest. Parts of it were borderline boring, but overall I like where this is going because like I've said, I don't know if you remember, but Night Elves are pretty badass and they're pretty savage if they want to be. The past couple hundred years they've been pretty passive, but we're going to see them go to their very natural animal instincts because they're druids. And
good talk. Yeah, no.
Did you do the Jaina? I think it's like the first Warfront.
Oh
extension.
yeah, I sat. Oh yeah, I forgot about that because I was sitting at the verse where she takes you on the boat, drops you off. I was sitting there for about 15 minutes waiting for ads to spawn, and then went through there. And that one's weird because all of a sudden the horde is attacking Borales City itself, which I found interesting. But yeah, I'm curious on where it's going to go. I haven't gone to Zandalar yet, the after part. But
I was going to last night, but then I was like, ugh. It's really, really late, and I'm in war mode. I'll just wait until like I'm mentally capable, because I'm going to go and I'm going to get camped, and I want to be at least alive and not grumpy during said camping.
Should have been out. We could have done the assault.
No, I was having a freaking grand old time doing what I was doing, but we'll talk about that during other aspects. Is there, so you haven't really had a lot of time to kind of focus on the...
Not really, like, delve deep into it. I played a little bit yesterday, just getting stuff familiar with Shadow again. Just because with the new changes, it actually changes up the rotation and staying in sanity a little bit longer. And I was doing a mythic, and I was at like 13k and above for most boss fights. Why did I just have a list? Oh my god.
I mean, this was on your priest, right?
Yeah.
That's normal. Or were you underperforming?
What? That's not normal. I was talking about like in mythics. It's a little different in raid. But no, the shadow damage hasn't been good until this update.
Since expansion? Since
this update. They weren't in a good spot before.
How long were they not in a good spot before? Because in Legion you were top damage, so that's what I was trying to, like, how long?
Since BFA opened up.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Because they reworked the Insanity.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So the rotation for Shadow is more like a wave instead of like hitting the marks and going. I don't know how to explain it.
It's destruction.
No, it's Shadow.
But that is exactly has been exactly the issue with destruction for the last two expansions. Is it's waves. There's no consistency whatsoever.
Yeah, no, so I like the fact that it's ramp damage again, but it's too hyper focused on Insanity.
Blow your load too early. A lot of men have that problem. You should probably check out a website.
I'm a 3 pump. I'm not a 2 pump.
You should probably check out a website, or maybe phone a friend who can assist you in how to combat those kinds of things. I don't know personally, but I'm saying, like, I've heard.
I'll call Steve.
There's places. I mean,
happy ribbon tug.
I feel like I would like to open a shop where that's the name of the shop, and there wouldn't be anything related to that. Just I wanted to call it that.
The Whisper.
Just pictures of tugs.
Yeah, like,
like boats.
Yeah, like boats and shit. Like it'd be something in the literal sense, right? So we had to do really well with SEO because like,
one section would be the rub where it has soaps and loofahs, and then the other one would be tugboats and tugs.
We have 4 days left to go into Warfront and do things. So make sure you queue up and take advantage of that because you have 4 days. Yeah.
385.
Merc, I know you did a various amounts of the content. So I mean, I haven't seen you in weeks, so I don't really know what you do, but my assumption is that you do.
Well, outside of this patch update, all my other games got Christmas updates as well. So I've been HOTS and Overwatch. But on my mage, I broke this patch update into three. There's 3 quest lines: the Jaina one in Borales, the Zuldazar one for Alliance, and then the Warfront Darkshore. I've done that on 2 Alliance characters, all 3 of them. On my Horde character, I've only done Darkshore from their perspective because I found out they get toys that we don't. So of course the collector and me wanted to go get those. Haven't done the storyline for why they're attacking Browse or anything like that, so I've got no perspective on why they're all of a sudden attacking now, and I haven't done whatever their Jaina counterpart quest is yet. But I've just been out there farming rares, getting all my collectibles and mounts and stuff, and a lot of the time it's been spent in Darkshore, actually. The other 2 quest chains have just blown by really quickly. I know I bored you. I'm sorry. You look so bored.
So when you guys are talking, I double checked that there's anything I need to throw out there for people to know that I've missed today and yesterday when I'm not actively looking at the new stuff. So I'm listening, just not.
Yeah, so I was farming the PvP gear on my druid because I'm getting ready for that transition because I'm really leaning towards the druid in the next raid.
You're transitioning? This is an open space.
So what are you doing?
He's transitioning, Belle.
I want my druid.
What does PvP gear have to do with your druid?
It's pretty much free gear at this point.
Oh, you're talking about for item level purposes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I stopped it at like 320 because I was waiting for this new event to open up and all these.
What type of druid?
It's gonna be balance. I'm DPS.
I thought you did feral on.
I did, but feral still isn't up to par even with these last updates.
And lay the chickens. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no.
Balance has always been really good for DPS, though. Some of our top DPSers in raid over the last couple of expansions have been balanced. So
it takes a lot more. Well, it's not a lot more, but it takes more focus in playing the mage does. For instance, I'm getting bored of playing my mage because it's the same rotation.
I know you've been raiding really shitty the last couple of weeks.
I fall asleep on it. It's boring now. I need to play something different. So
when I'm a better raider than you, we have a problem. And I always tell people that I gauge the quality of raider by me. If I am doing mechanics and I am doing better than you, something is really wrong with said individual rating because I am the worst raider ever.
Mithrax last week doesn't count, though, because that was a bullshit fucking day.
Well, I mean, being an hour late because you were sleeping through raid is definitely going to start off with a bullshit day. I told you guys, this is what happens when you leave me alone for weeks at a time. And, well, I haven't been alone, but my influences are, I mean, Gabe and...
But I wasn't asleep last week, so I was there.
Which week? Was it the week before where you were asleep?
Yeah, it was the week before.
Yeah.
My bed is so comfy.
I know, adulting is hard. Setting alarms and those things. I get it. Like, you guys are preaching to the choir. I understand how deeply difficult those things are because I struggle, to be honest. But I think, I think that's a good thing because I think sometimes you have to decide if you want to change it up. And before a new tier is the best time to do it because we don't, we try to keep the same, whatever. But I think you should have fun on it. I was going to do monk things, but I'm really enjoying the warlock and I've been trying to avoid doing the monk on a serious level for when it comes to raiding because I like,
Yeah, no, I was anticipating the mages to get much of a bigger nerf than they actually did because there was talks before the patch, but when everything went live, they didn't really lose much, but there was no change either, and that's just kind of boring to me. And
Resto Druid is crap according to who? Like what numbers are you basing this off of? I'm confused.
Yeah, Druids are better than.
I don't know if you guys have the right info or if you're watching the wrong streamers, but that information is not fact. FYI, just so we're clear. And a lot of this, you guys got to understand, is perspective, right? Perspective is important because a person's personal perspective on what's going on with their role in class is going to be deeply personal. So,
well, yeah, you can't judge how I'm playing on Shadow or even Disc to Josh from Method.
Right. Because it's really, really personal. Because, like, there's tons of Destros that are making the dream happen. Thugonomics, for example, has proven that Destro is viable in Arena. And this is on a high level, right? Bell's not on a high level. But he's proven that it's viable. So, again, like, Destro's crap, which for people like me, it's been a struggle. It's not been bad. It's just not, we've fallen from grace for a little bit. So the things that used to be inherently easy for us have been changed. Yeah, we have a healer. Maybe you're talking about PvP. So those two things are different planes of existence. So I don't PvP and PvE.
Isn't J-Dot roster dude?
I don't remember who the druid healer is.
You might be right. You might be right on this.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dark, and you're my husband, so you should know the proper sources to look for what's good right now. But I happen to know that he was watching a certain individual's videos that I am not happy with right now, so he's already not in my happy with the husband. I was like, please don't give him a fucking view. Can you not?
Make your own dinner.
He did. I made steak and didn't give him any. I did yesterday, though. I made a steak and I shared with him because that's the kind of wife I am, guys. I am, you know.
But then I went and did the World Boss on my death night yesterday just to see what he would drop for me. And he dropped me 2 pieces of 385. So now my death night's doing amazing on the Horde side.
I think, so a lot of good things happened with this patch, and even if they're small little things. So, the quest line I thought was pretty great. I am really sad because the whole thing really bothers me, and I'm still very bitter about
Trying
it.
to back up for the tree when you're ending that quest.
It hurts.
It's pretty morbid.
Yeah, it hurts, and you could feel, like, Tiran's pain. Like, you could feel it. I respect the fuck out again, though. I gotta be really honest. I appreciate the fact that he was like, look, Anduin, you're my dude, and, like, you're my king, but I'm not just gonna let her go fight this battle and not help her because she gave my people a place when they didn't have one. Like, I fucking respect that guy to the fullest, which I thought that was really good. But I think that was to be expected anyway. That's given I still am a little leery about what forces might be driving again at times because it feels deeply personal for him in his advice that he gives our king. But I mean, he's a pretty good dude. He's a badass too. So
I'm just saying, from the Horde perspective, those 2 Night Elves were already Horde before we even touched them. I'm just saying, it's a good story. Play both sides.
Did you just spoiler alert? But you didn't tag it as a spoiler alert.
Yeah, he
It's
did.
not a spoiler.
It is if you're Alliance. We don't know that.
Anyways,
You son of a...
You know no names. I purposely dropped no names.
The name is.
But we know. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, that's not a spoiler for you.
By the way, guys, Snape kills Dumbledore.
Right. And it's good.
Oh, sorry.
He name dropped. He fucked up. Wizard.
The dude.
I
love Sicario.
You need to watch that new one.
It's pretty good.
Fucking squirrels. Make sure you got your new recipes for the professions that had additions. There'll be quests that'll tell you, like, you'll have the quests in your
Cook
city
the
zone.
recipes.
To go get those. Like, there was new recipes for pretty much everything, I believe. I should know because I did the freaking background work on the video, but
I was gonna say, didn't you do a video?
yeah, lots of good stuff there, and
Just a quick PSA. Title cores come from Season 2 dungeons in Mythics. All right, that's it.
What is
I got
that?
tired. It's the new crafting material. So instead of the Hydra core,
yeah, it's the same as we went through in Legion, where the brimstone and all that gets replaced each major content patch. It gets replaced with a higher of its thing, and this is to avoid people from farming and sitting on these crafted stuffs and being able to farm brand new crafted stuff and, you know, spit it out in drolls. And like, there's a purpose, and the reason Blizzard does that is actually really smart. But yeah, the title core is mythic because they made the Hydra core heroic. So you, like, to me,
wrong.
well, no,
Title
you
core will be coming straight out of heroics or mythics during Season 2. Hydra cores won't come anymore. Well, I'm sure they will in some way, but no, because you can.
Hold on, you got that very confused. Yes,
no.
Hydra core is still dropping because it's still used.
Sorry,
I'm confused.
It
now.
used to only drop from Mythic. X amount of weeks ago, they did a hotfix to allow it to drop from Heroic.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Deep Sea, the 32 slot bag uses Hydra core, so I know that it has to drop because that's what it uses. So they're not stopping it from dropping. It's the title core you need to craft in the new higher level recipes. So the new additional recipes that were crafted.
Oh, okay.
So title cores will be.
We'll see when we get there.
Well, it's not going to work. See, I did the video, so I know that that's what's happening. But I'm letting you know that they aren't taking anything away. It's the same as when we went through this in Legion. They didn't take anything away. You could still use that to craft those recipes when it was useful. But the new additional high-level recipes that are added complement the title core. So you're going to get the title core from Mythics, and you'll get the Hydra core from... I think you still actually get them from... I need to
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see. I was just reading the tooltip that they put in the book because.
Did it say that we are removing Hydrocore from the game?
No, just the title cores will be coming from Mythics and Heroics in Season 2.
I didn't know that they were going to allow them to be heroic also, but that's what they did for the Hydrocore after, like...
I thought that's why they gave us the shadow recipes, because there's recipes to turn the title cores into Hydrocores.
Yes, well, it's the same as being able to take the Sanguicell and make it into the Explosum. It's because some people use the high-level stuff and some people don't. I'll never... The Sanguicell is useful for the new Feast. That's the 100 stat feast.
Yeah, too bad it's BOP.
Tsunami Core. I like it. So they're not removing Hydrocore. They're just, you know.
Different sources.
So it is Hydrocore wet?
Well, I don't know. Is it murky? Is it wet?
It's moist.
Oh, goodness.
Because water isn't wet, but once the water comes onto something, then it's wet.
Is a fish wet?
So do fish smell in the ocean, guys?
What? Well, hold on. What?
Do fish smell in the ocean?
Help me understand.
Is a fish wet?
I don't think a fish is wet.
Yeah, because it's in the water, and water isn't wet.
Now, putting my hand in the water and pulling it out, then it's wet.
Then it's
right,
wet.
it's the action. It's not.
And if you take the fish out of the water, put it on a table,
it's wet.
The fish is wet. But do fish smell in the ocean, though? That's the main...
I think they do. How do you know fish don't have noses? You don't know?
I don't know. I can't smell in the ocean, so we'll never know.
Smells like salt.
I'll
hold that word.
Guys,
good.
Sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you the cat or are you the canary? And sometimes you have to be okay with being either. I just want you guys to know, you have to be okay with being either.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I am both.
How is that physically possible?
Okay.
Oh, it's physically possible. I can explain it to you, but the way my bank account's set up, I have a checking and a savings. And if I want to transfer money from my savings into my checking, it takes about 3 to 5 business days.
I can't handle this.
See, the way mine works is my checkings has income, and my savings has transaction stuff in it too. And then if I want to switch stuff out, I just submit a transfer request, and it's like instant.
Good night, everybody.
I tried to confirm if anything had changed with the whole core situation. Both tooltips are exactly the same. So I don't know.
Okay, so maybe it's just they're lazy.
It could probably. It feels like they just said, well, we're just going to leave it. But
okay, I was just tired of, in general chat, everybody's like, I got these new recipes for 385s and I've got all the mats, but the title core, what do I do? And I'm like...
Go run a mythic or a heroic.
Well, in the next season, but...
Yeah.
I want to punch them.
So
I'm going to punch that dragon in the face.
It doesn't say season specific either, which is weird.
They did yesterday.
Doesn't
That's
say.
Awkward.
I looked in the profession page when you hover over like the ingredients to craft something.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 specifically.
Because the tooltip says nothing about seasons whatsoever. It's weird.
All right, well, we'll go with Bell is right. And
No, it's not Bell. It's the website. So everything on the internet is true, guys.
If it's on the internet, it is.
Yeah,
true.
everything on the internet is true. So if it's on the internet and it's
there
on
was this video earlier that said druids were the worst healers. So
I know we haven't and I feel like everything is just open to interpretation. And maybe we can uncover. I've always wanted to be the team that uncovers things that are already on the internet. Haven't you guys? Yeah. No? Nobody's wanted to be that guy?
But you uncovered the cooking brawl.
Yeah, we unearthed the new stuff too.
What did we unearth? I want to make sure I'm unearthing stuff.
Something that they posted on the website.
Yeah, I want to unearth, and I want to be a part of that unearthing.
Because we're archaeologists, bro. Have you guys been leveling archaeology at all?
Occasionally. I want to, I've been trying to go for that, it's Chris Hansen, not Matthews. Chris Hansen. Take a seat. I want that trinket. The totem trinket that you get is discoverable from the Zandalari solves ? That you could send to your alts.
Mm-hmm. I personally haven't. I've been waiting for the flying because I'm lazy like that.
Archaeology is really hard for me in general because it's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to be like in a different state of mind if I'm going to focus on archaeology.
I only want I do want that trinket because that trinket will serve a purpose similar to the void tundral, tundrals we had in Warlords. So I definitely want that because it's pretty amazing. But I don't want to go through all this.
What amazing is the void tendril central.
What?
The void tendril central. That's all you.
That's my fucking jazz hand spear fingers. Respect the spear fingers, fucker. Don't hate on my spear fingers.
They're attacking. Sorry.
I just want to announce that I got Rem's Christmas gift. Well, it hasn't been delivered yet, but we did order it.
Oh, is it a box of shit?
No, it's pretty great. Pretty.
Is it a diaper bag?
Whoa. Minus stocking stuffers.
There in fucking.
We're pretty much good to go with all that stuff. Pretty friggin' happy. So, guys.
It is gonna be diaper bag.
It's the Murloc one in spite.
The breath of
Wamsamdi
is replacing the Sanguicel in the raid drop. So in the Battle of Dazaralar, isn't it? It's Dazaralar, right?
Dazaralar.
Alar?
That's Lor.
Dazar Alor?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Dazar.
Alor? That's weird. Well, so, yeah. Get some.
Alohomora.
On January 22nd.
Yeah, well, obviously, because the...
That's 2-2 and D.
8.15 didn't start Tuesday. The leveling patch started
No, it really didn't start Tuesday.
Yeah, what we're right now we're 8.1.0.2874. 24 to be exact.
People are complaining about why did you give us recipes that we can't farm the mats for. Valid. I'm gonna agree with that.
Okay, so on that note, I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea that they're putting the portal rooms eventually in the main cities. What I do not like is that the fact that they remove those portals from the shrine now.
Well, here's my theory on that, because I've been thinking about that, right? Whoa.
Because usually when they do that, they want to force us to get familiar with it not being there, yeah?
I don't think so. I'm going to tell you my theory in just a second. But, well...
all the other cities are going to be destroyed.
My theory, so I don't think it was, like, for any specific reason outside of I think it was a code reason. I think if they're to move them, if they leave them in there and they do background work to move them to another place, we don't fucking know what kind of timey-wimey shit.
Are they using the same... they'd have to be using the same portals then, because...
I would hope so.
No, I mean, like, because we have Ironforge and Stormwind portals in Borealis. Dalaran, Shatrath, and Stormwind are still in the shrine, but the other 3 are gone. Darnassus makes sense because, I mean, it's not there anymore. But
didn't they see where it said in the tooltip, unique? You can only have 1 up at a time. No.
We don't really know. It was just a theory because I didn't really have I don't understand the rhyme or reason, but the idea is that they're probably trying to force people to stay in current content. What portals did you say were up in there?
Old Dal and Shatrath and Stormwind. So as a side note, because I switched my Golden Lantern Hearthstone back to Borealis just because it's current, and I can get back to Borealis quickly. But if you use the Dalaran Hearthstone from Legion, there is the Eternal Blossoms portal in your respective sanctuary. I'm
gonna have to go check out what's in that portal room because, you know, my brain has been on super weird.
We're talking about for Shrine?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Stormwind, and then it has the 2 ones for Dalaran, Old Dalaran, and Shatrath.
Well, the reason...
The other 3 main cities are gone.
Everything that is being done feels purposeful in some type of way, and it's in large part because I've been stalking the Hive Mind in the Secret Finders Discord. I am going to be doing a video on it, so I'm like, let me just see if I can be a pretend Secret Finder.
There isn't a connection.
There's a connection to everything, but this time around for the Secret Witch, the Hive Mind mount, like, each time they've done a secret, there has been some type of hint in some direction, right? Well, now there is no hint. They've said there's going to be no hints. Some of the devs lurk in the, Celestalon loves it. He absolutely is, like, obsessed with watching, like, the whole... I mean, it's a shit show, guys, but the Discord is so much fun to just I like to just watch how, like, it is essentially a hive mind. Now, my theory, which it was a theory from the very beginning, is I think this particular mount is a nod to the Secret Finders. So I think that they're going to find that it starts from within. But I don't know what that means, right? Because I haven't been a part of this Discord to know what any of that stuff means. But I feel like that it is a nod to them. So starting the chain is the hardest part. Finding what starts the chain is the hardest. And they've been going at it. I have not been contributing outside of somebody said, is that binary? And I'm like, we're all binary. Like, that was my only that was my only contribution. But I have been having a blast in there, and I've been doing, like, they'll all go and look at different things, and I've been going and doing it, just not really telling them, because I don't want to be that weird guy that's like, I'll go too, because I feel super awkward. But I have enjoyed that mindset, and when I was doing questing yesterday, I kept thinking, if I'm going to do a secret, it's going to be in something I want people to go to currently. So I was like, when I was doing the Dark Shore stuff, I'm like, I wonder if there's like a random thing here because I want people to go. So like my brain has been, I wasted the first fucking 6 hours of the patch being live looking for.
Oh, I know. I hopped in, I was in Zoom yesterday and you're sitting there. You're like on and off for about an hour just talking about that. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Because they're like, I think the idea right now, because they don't really have a starting point, is just to check for all the things. And if nothing else, that eliminates. And then there's always the guy every 5 seconds, like, has anybody checked AQ40? Hey, there's this belt that does a thing, or there's this note you can click in Dalaran, and people are like, that's for not this secret. And then there's the tweets that Muffinus and Celestalon did. And every hour-ish or so, somebody hops in there with, has anybody deciphered the binary from their tweets yet? It's like, it literally says no hints is what that binary code translates to.
Is it really? That's amazing.
Yeah, it really...
I haven't looked into it yet.
Celestalon posted a binary code, and when people converted the binary, it was no hints.
Well, what's funny is I think it was Muffin has posted something about his kid and how talking about ketchup, and Celestalon replies, "Is that a clue?"
It was so bad day before yesterday that he messaged me and was like, "Hey, can you please text me if anything concrete happens? Because I'm working." And I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." Like, No, I did. Nothing happened. But I should have just randomly texted and been like, they found the first step. That would have been like the best troll ever. But then nobody would give me their cell phone number anymore.
Mine is 8675-309.
I feel like nobody would give you my...
Area code is 562.
Nobody is going to want to give me their number if I just randomly text them bullshit. But...
No, that's funny.
I encourage you guys to check out the Secret Finders Discord. It isn't something that's even remotely something I would have ever have been interested in, but because I want to do a video on it, I did a video on the Lucid Nightmare. I thought I want to just see how this works, and the more I go through, the more I realize I do really believe that this mount is a nod to the Secret Finders, and I do think that the answer is within.
Maybe. Well, I mean, they are a hive mind when you think about it.
Right.
So also, as a side note for the Secret Finders, is it's not just the secrets. They report on hunter pets that are super rare. Mounts, people make groups that farm mounts. I mean, it's a good Discord to be in if you want to get that stuff.
If you want to talk to other people, though, on a constant basis, it's probably not. Because the messages are 1,000.
Yeah.
All in between my breaks, I'll go in there, and it's like...
2,000 new messages, not even more
but
than
it's
that.
so nice to just...
It's interesting because usually I catch them after the secret's already been discovered and just do it. But like watching the process is a whole other animal of entertainment.
It's been super entertaining. It really has.
Well, look at the lines in its road. They deviate in this way.
But I feel like that's like our mentality when...
We're tweakers?
No, when we're trying to look for things for the next expansion, right? Like, we look for every little possible clue, like the map, the Quilteris map that was on the belt, right? That was what pretty much outed where we knew where we were going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like that is just our nature. And I wasn't involved in the Lucid Nightmare visual. Like, I was there, but there was so much going on that I was like, fuck this, I can't deal with this. But I've stayed, and I've really enjoyed just watching, not necessarily...
Sorry, my camera is all messed up.
They're scary. You were gone for a moment. I was sad.
Yeah, it was weird. But...
I can't hear you. It's too dark.
Are we not playing the fatigue zone, though? Like, 1 or 2 is okay, but I don't want to spend all my time in the fatigue zone.
So I'm thinking... I have a lot of theories. Those are not important for the show. I have a lot of theories. But I don't know enough details about anything in World of Warcraft to the specific, like... degree to have a thought process. I can tell you they swam around in the ocean randomly looking for shit in the water, and I checked for rando NPCs that I hadn't noticed before, which is pretty much what these guys have been doing. But I noticed myself kind of panning the camera around in different areas that I was in, looking to see if there was something clickable that I hadn't caught before.
I mean, that's what I did like the first month that BFA was released. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I was swimming around the island looking for stuff about N'Zoth.
Oh, no, but that's a good way to be, because so the hive mind, and people have taken it really literally, right? I don't think it is as literal as, I think the tooltip is the key, because for the Cosmoth, for the Fathom Dweller, literally the guy you kill, it said hungering in the tooltip on the mount. Like, I feel like that they're not paying enough attention. I think they're trying to take it very literally, and I don't think that that's the case. But
I'm literally confused.
Yeah. Basically. Like, right now, I'm watching it, and, now they're talking about Withered. I gotta really get involved in this, because we're going to Suramar, boys, because that might be where it's at. But it is going to be a place that is the starting is going to be somewhere everybody is. It's not going to be Horde and Alliance specific. It's going to be together. And it's going to be current content is the starter. It'll probably take you through back stuff, but I very highly doubt that they would make you go back to start it. I think the starter's somewhere.
Have you done the first 2 secrets of this expansion yet, or? Of
this expansion?
Yeah.
What's the secrets? What did I miss? The bow?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
The bow.
No.
Oh, I wonder if that's also going to be played, because you couldn't do one without the other.
Right.
So
and it's possible that you might have to have done all of them. They found a room of 4 beams. Huh. Did this happen while I've been doing the show? Guys, we gotta shut the show down. I'm missing stuff in the Secret Finders Discord. It's happening. It's unfolding live as we speak. I gotta log in and take my ass to Suramar. Oh, I got a sub, guys. Hold on, my bad. I apologize. Let me find it. An anonymous gift giver. Wow, my husband didn't even sub. What a dick. Hold on.
Donkey roll.
Donkey roll. That's actually pretty close.
Let me see that donkey roll.
I need to just do the, you know. I've been really bad with it, guys. I've been really bad with it. I am gonna try to do the little, you know.
Animations for it.
Guys, they might be onto something. Wouldn't it be fantastic if this started in Suramar, though? Because, like, Suramar's my love.
Uh-huh.
You mean not participating but waiting for a free mount? Some of these guys are savage. I just want people to know, if you are part of the Secret Finders Discord, I am not waiting on a free mount. I have been doing things. I just throwing things in there that I don't have anything to help with. I'm just going and doing and, you know, helping. So the sub hype is in the donkey roll because I can't physically donkey roll, and for us to do that every time we get a sub, it's exhausting. That's why people pre-record it and then they play it. But what you get from me is a big smile, and I don't smile very often. So
she's right, you know.
I really don't. Not a real smile, right? My fake bell smile, yes, but my genuine smile isn't a lot.
There is a lot of content that came out and still so much more to wait on.
Yeah, and really, you know, the thing to understand is there was a lot of quality of life stuff that came out, and I think that was what was really important. And I think we're waiting on Raid. I'm sure there's a good reason they have us waiting for Raid. I'm sure there's a good reason. What's funny?
Don't tell her.
What is funny? What?
Murky stirring that fucking pot.
What pot? What's happening?
Nothing. Where did we leave off?
What are you talking about? Hello?
Hi.
Nothing. Hi.
Oh my god, there was a Pikachu meme emoji now.
Oh, further.
Guys, what are you talking about?
Nothing. What were we talking about before we killed the show?
The thing is it still said it was streaming. I had to stop the stream.
That's weird. They were all saying we're dead and
yeah, it was down for me.
Respects.
Yeah, I don't understand, or no, and I don't see the past chats either because I had to refresh the page, so I don't know
that's
what the hell you guys are talking about. Can't stand what assholes? Oh, you're so stupid.
Wow.
Guys,
that sub.
This is why I shouldn't have opened the Secret Finder Discord right now, because I squirreled totally, and all I want to do is go do the things and be involved in this situation. But
there's a lot to do. I know I'm itching.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. So
I want him secrets.
I mean, that makes sense for Suramar then, because a bunch of mana addicts.
I know, that's why.
It's still weird that would be the start. That it would be an old. It's weird that would be where they chose to start it. Perhaps there's a purpose there.
I mean, the Abyssal Eel, you have to go through, like, Ashenvale and other places.
Yeah, you're probably right. Hi, Murky's mom. So, favorite thing to do so far this week?
Oh, man. I will start with this one. I like the storyline so far, so I can't spoil it. I'm not going to talk about it because some of you haven't done it yet. Yeah, but I do like the two girls and one soul thing going on. I like the Zoldazar story because I do like the build-ups to raids and why we're there. I can't spoil anything, but if you look at the dungeon guide, if you're wanting to ruin it for yourself, go look at the dungeon guide, do the quest line, and you'll have emotions. But yeah, so the Zoldazar storyline, that's my favorite part so far, and the ease of life, or whatever that phrase is that I never remember.
The quality of life.
Quality of life.
It's literally the easiest phrase ever to remember.
I don't know why I say ease. Okay, I do know why, but I'm not gonna talk about it.
That's what men do.
No, because there's I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3, getting that hype kicked up too, and they use the word ease a lot in there. But yeah, no. Storyline is old as are pretty good. Quality of life changes are helpful. Sounds fun.
Quality of life.
Oh. Did I do that?
Earlier you did.
I haven't done any rating yet, though, so I don't know what class changes happen to me and how they affect me yet.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
Too busy outside of the raid. You've been battlegrounding.
Not just battlegrounding, world PvPing. Which...
Oh, now you're gonna world PvP. That's...
I was gonna what?
What? Huh? Asking just says what?
Anyway. So we were sitting around. There was a group of us sitting around, and we were like, let's go do this kill X amount of horde quests that we have for the call to arms. Okay? Let's go do it. So we did it. We had a fucking blast. We were fucking camping horde. I don't even feel bad, guys. We were camping their flight path, too, by the time we were done. I don't even feel bad. But you guys should know that we went in to the center of their hub. Zero fucks given, like we were badasses. And we lasted longer than I expected. But then they put the call out, and there was death. There was a lot of death and a lot of trying to res and getting closer to a safe spot to res each time you died. There was a lot of sacrificing. Shaltir was very nice to sacrifice himself. My husband tried to sacrifice himself on the altar of dignity. It was really, really great. There was, so it was Envy, Chaos, Shaltir, my husband, and myself. And essentially, I was just surrounded by melee, and it was pretty fantastic. But I have to say that I had a really good time. And the reason I had a really good time is just because we just, like, we just laughed. Like,
this is good.
No, and it wasn't like...
Didn't have to be serious.
No, it was just dicking around. We just wanted to finish questing and finish getting this thing done. And then everybody got the Horde Slayer title. And we watched Hordes try to get away. And the DK Death Grip came back in. And Mage getting on a glider to try to haul ass. And here comes... He gets Death Gripped in. And... It was the most fun I've had in a really long time, and I think it was because it was just, we were bored, and we were like, what to do? Let's go do these things. And I was going to turn war mode on anyway, because I had made a decision for myself before the patch, which the decision is I'm actually going to be swapping my focus from PvE to PvP. I'm still going to raid, and I'm still going to make sure I'm geared for raid, but the large part of my focus is not going to be on PvE content. And it's going to be just going and doing and being happy in that because
RBGs are coming back, boys.
I don't know about that. I'm involved in a group that I haven't been able to do many things with, but there's good things. Good things in the works, I think, for that. But you gotta have a vagina, so that's the precursor for it. But anyway.
Well, Murky and I
will have fun.
Well, so here's the thing. And guys, I'm going to be super honest. Like, I've felt out of sorts for a very long time when it comes to World of Warcraft, right? There's no secret. I don't have to keep secrets from you guys. And in that, I've been trying to identify why. What is the reasons that I felt out of sorts? What has changed? What is missing? Where has my
mouth?
Where has my evolution been? What is really my issue? And every time I think I figured it out, I really haven't. But I did. Whoa, somebody.
Oh, are we gonna allow that?
Yeah, we're gonna allow that. He can say that. Oh.
Oh.
No, don't unblock it, because vagina's totally okay.
I was talking about the C word.
Well, the C word, maybe we just need to just say CNT, just because other people might randomly run in here calling me that, which wouldn't be shocking, right? But.
Hi, Mom.
So, like, let's examine.
You're dumb.
Let's take a moment and examine the play styles on this show, because I think when you break those things down in a smart fashion, and this might help other people who are finding it difficult to find their place. Because I think ultimately when you're struggling with having fun, 90% of it is you can't find your place. Because you can have fun no matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter how bad the nerfs are. It doesn't matter how bad systems are broken, because I've proven I've done it. I spent an entire expansion, Warlords of Draenor, with nerf to the fucking ground, but I still had a great time. So it's those things that you have to examine. Now, some could argue that so much change could happen to an individual in a gaming life that they might develop a certain numbness to it, right? That they no longer have that emotional connection to people on the level to where they need that to have fun, right? And I think that's probably what happened. I think I got used to not having what I needed so long that I just didn't care anymore, if that makes any sense. The last couple of days have been a light bulb switched on, and I realized elements that I'm missing. But let's examine the play styles here in this call, because this is important. It's important for us to talk about those things, because I know I'm not the only one. So how would you two describe yourselves as players? Like, what if you were to tell somebody like what type of player you are in game, how would you describe it? We'll start with Rem. Like, if your mom was to call you on the phone and say, hey, what kind of WoW player are you? What descriptive words and what would you use to describe your play style?
Mediocre, like myself.
No, that's not what you would use to describe your play style. But like,
no, I don't.
Let's pretend this is a date, and you're with a girl, and the girl's like,
I'm showboating WoW. Oh, wow.
the girl's like, you're having coffee with the girl that you had coffee with on Sunday.
Hey,
and you're
girl,
like,
my Raider IO is like 5.
Yeah, like, if you were trying to find if your mate in WoW was compatible with you, your play style is what needs to be compatible. It isn't about whether you like a person, right? It's about compatibility. And I think that's important.
What's wrong with liking the person?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying...
Oh, I'm confused then.
Oh, man. Okay, so how would you describe your playstyle? I'm trying to make a point here, I promise.
Okay, well, like, I mean, I talk shit, but at the end of the day, I'm an above average player, honestly.
But you have certain desires in game and things that you like to focus on in game, and certain things that are a requirement for you to have a good time in game.
Okay, well, when it comes to rating mythics or BGs, I like to be at least mid-range to top in terms of being on the meters. So I like I said, above average, based on my peers and Warcraft logs and all that good stuff.
You could say try hard; it's acceptable. It's okay. I don't mean it in a negative sense in this instance.
No, I'm not even a try hard though. Like, I'm not pushing mythic pluses at all.
But I think it's because you don't have the time. I don't think it's because you don't want to. That's what I'm saying. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't think it's because you don't want to. I think it's because you don't have time. I think if you did have time, you would be on a team pushing mythic pluses.
I mean, if I had no job, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. It's a time thing. It isn't because it isn't a want. It is an internal desire that you have. And I'm going to tell you how I know that that's an internal desire. So if you had the time, you would. Because before you started working the way that you work now, you did do those things.
I mean, not like in a try hard capacity.
I mean,
because most of my mythic pluses are still below 5s.
But you did a lot of stuff all the time, right? So it's not you swapped focus. It's time doesn't allow you to do those things. You don't have the time for that. Now, Murky, I'm going to ask you the same question. If you were to describe to you're on a blind date in World of Warcraft and you're describing your play style as a person and what are the elements you need to really thoroughly enjoy yourself in game, how would you describe that?
I'm a social gamer. I just need friends. Good time. I'll play whatever you want to play. I don't even care as much about raiding. Like,
that's weird. So you raid on like 4 different raid teams, so the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Do you want to play Naked Twister then?
I mean, if I was playing to be tryhardy, I'd find the mythic team, but not.
Aren't you on one?
No. No.
Did you not get 2 bosses down in Mythic?
I did, but it doesn't mean I'm on their team. It's easy to pug.
They just let you join randomly? I would not let somebody randomly join my Mythic raid.
Yeah. No, I'm a social gamer. That's why I've been playing all the HOTS and Diablo and
So you
Overwatch.
don't care if you have a high item level. You don't care about high Mythic Plus keys. You don't care about any of those things.
Well, I mean, why does he care about his item level? Because his DPS still isn't that good.
Yeah, you're right.
Rem's been gone working. Sauce has been busy. There's nobody to group up with.
Yeah, no, I'm gone for 1 week, and now Belle's PvPing again, even though I invited her.
Well, because here's the cause and effect, and I'm going to talk to you about what I really figured out is my problem, right? So the cause and effect is, I myself, PvP to me is very personal, and because it's personal, there are certain elements that I need to be able to feel happy in-game. And a lot of things are personal for me in-game. There's a connection there. And part of doing stuff with people in-game isn't just because you're friends with them. Because I had a few friends over the years who were my best friends in life, and I did not game with them. I avoided it at all costs, in fact. I could give names, but I think we probably know who most of those names are if anybody of you have watched the show for a length of time. And it wasn't because it wasn't for any other reason other than the two
lives should not intermeet.
It just they were at odds, and because they were at odds, it made it difficult for there to be a happy medium. And it's really specific content. It isn't all the content in the world. Example: I don't particularly like doing Mythic Pluses with my husband or Rem, and it isn't it isn't because I want to be mean or hateful. It's I don't usually have fun, and it isn't anything that they're doing. It's the combination isn't fun for me, and it isn't a bad thing, and it just is what it is. And it's one of those things where we could be honest about it, but it also does depend on mood, right? My husband's mental mindset when he's going into
what the fuck?
So that's 12-year-old.
Let me explain it. If he's focused and he's like hold on. If he's focused and he is, wanting to do it, and I don't expect perfection because I don't give it myself, but if I don't want to we don't need to carry two people, essentially, is my thought process there, right? Like, I already am a shit show in itself, so we don't have It just is what it is. And it isn't a reflection. It just is. However, I love PvPing with my husband. In any fashion, I love PvPing with my husband. I absolutely love PvPing with my husband, but I don't like doing Mythic Pluses with him. I do, and I do them, but it isn't... I make him do them because I need him to do them to get his gear, but it isn't something that is on my top 10 list of wants and haves, because the two things are at odds with each other. But I have a blast PvPing with them, and I want to tell you that was the missing factor there. So my husband is going to feel like an ass in about 2 seconds because he was the factor I was missing. And I know that this is going to sound super stupid right now, right? And it isn't sappy. There were things in my life that I'm missing that I haven't had for a very long time. And it's because evolution, gamers leave, gamers come, gamers go. If you watch the evolution of the show isn't even the same as it was. And somebody commented on the YouTube the other day and said, I love the show. I do miss the old show at times. And I literally said I miss it every day. And it isn't a reflection on anything we're doing now. And it isn't to dig at anything that we're doing now. Times
change.
It really is, and it's understanding that sometimes those just have to be the way that they are. But some of the happiest times of my life in game, my husband was involved in because he was on the RBG team, and for a very long time, like he was on the original RBG team that we created, and he was my original threes team when I did arenas. That was what I realized. So Saturday. Yesterday, not Saturday. I don't know what I was thinking. I just ran in there, did PvP without him because he was doing something else. And being able to tell him with him being over there, that was what I was missing. So it wasn't a reflection on fuck you two because you abandoned me the last 2 weeks and Murky's been online and talking to everybody else but me. Like,
the fuck you mean abandoned? I was on a business trip.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it isn't like, and I enjoyed Envy doesn't give a shit. if I'm on point with anything I'm doing. In fact, when I do something stupid, he laughs because he expects that behavior. And I know that he is going to be okay with that. But I know that if I'm doing something in a very serious manner with you, I know that you have higher expectations. And it isn't that it stresses me out because I don't want to let you down. So it isn't fun because I'm stressed out because I'm going to be like, God, the whole time he's just going to be thinking to himself, why the fuck am I doing stuff with her?
Me or Murky?
You.
Well, I mean, because I know that you are better at the game than I am if you try.
Maybe.
He's right.
Not even maybe. Like,
he's right.
But sometimes I just don't want to try. Sometimes I just want to be like fucking running around like a fucking caged squirrel. Sometimes I just want to like shoot stuff I'm not supposed to. I don't even know. But now that evolution has happened over time. So this was really my point, and this drug on longer than it was intended to. My point was when things change, you have to figure out what changes them. And it's a multitude of factors. Me and Murky have been fighting. And there's no secrets. Y'all know because I've been taking shots at him for the last 3 weeks on the show because that's how I get... We no doubt this shit on the show. We use our show as a creative means to healthily release instead of, you know, setting people on fire because that's not appropriate. It isn't appropriate to do those things. But if I didn't, it would mean I didn't give a shit because if I don't give a shit, I'll never acknowledge existence after a moment because that just is who I am. I will shut off completely if it doesn't matter to me in the long run, and I've always been that way. So if I'm being a dick to you, that's a good thing. Which I think both of them already know. Like if she's being a cunt, there's a reason.
If she goes, you know you're fucked up. You don't get that.
And I'll wait because I don't want to say things I don't mean. I lie. I want to say the things that I mean because I mean them, but I don't want to make it where there's things that you can't.
The magnitude needs to be a little...
Right, yeah. Where you can't come back from, right? Where you say exactly unfiltered what's in your brain and then you can't come back from that. You have to be, you know, really careful. But the dynamic changes are killer when it comes to gameplay because it's what happens to guilds because I'm experiencing it now. My guild is so different than it was a year ago, and I'm struggling. It's good, and it's getting better every day, and I got a lot of things that I'm planning on making that better, but the guild has not recovered from that huge dynamic shift when we had the Brexit. The guild hasn't recovered, and I didn't care for a really long time, not because I didn't want to care, but because I didn't know what to do about it, and I didn't know what the issue was, and I kept saying everything's fine. You know how, like...
Oh, like that meme with the dog's house on fire.
This is fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Shit's broken all over the place, and, like, nothing's going right in your life, and you basically want to just jump off a cliff every day, but everything's fine. And I tend to do that where I want to be stronger than what I am, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I don't have any feelings, but the reality is we do. So that very long-winded thing, and I was hoping other people kind of felt the way, or understood at least, because if you had things that you loved and you don't get them back, or you find yourself missing, you have to, sometimes it does mean going back to basics. I can't go back to friendships that I had previously because a lot of those friendships were very unhealthy, right? So you have to understand that some things are better for evolution, but you have to put yourself in a situation to set yourself up for success. Now, my point with these two guys is, even though Murky wasn't going to admit it, he says he's social, and he is, but he's also a tryhard. And he likes to push the numbers, and he likes to be the best at stuff, and he likes to push the hierarchies, and he likes to do those things. And it's social related because he gets to say I did a thing, and that's good. That makes him feel worthy. And those are...
Yeah, it stems from my daddy issues.
Right, but those are types of players, and though your value is in what you can. Your value is when what you can provide to people, and if you're the best at what you're doing, then you can provide that value to people, and it's good. And that's why I said neither one of you really needed to tell me because I could tell you and understanding that is important. So while Donovan thinks that, Rem, I don't know who Donovan is. Fuck, who's that guy? While Rem thinks I avoid him or I do things without him on purpose, it's really not just for myself. It's oftentimes I see when we've done things together and it ended in me screaming because I pulled one thing and he freaked out in a dungeon. it's me realizing that I'm not giving him what he needs and he's not giving me what I need during this particular gaming session. So the next day, I won't see him after we've done this thing. If there was some kind of argument that ensued over something stupid, I won't see him in game. He'll completely ghost and tell me that life got in the way of him doing things. And I pretend to be like, oh yeah, I totally get that. You're absolutely right. Life does happen. You probably were busy. But that isn't the case. So that is really my point. Now they're both like,
why we don't run a tall Dazar.
Well, I'm trying to recollect what days I wasn't actively avoiding you, or was it? I don't know. But you're.
Oh, I'm sure there's many days, guys. I don't even know why you're friends with me.
But I don't know which one you're talking about recently.
I'm gonna be real. It was when we did Mother Load, not Mother Load. We did Mother Load.
That was a while ago.
I must have been ghost already.
It was right before you left. Out of town.
Oh yeah, I ghosted on a business trip. Yeah.
No. It wasn't like right before you left, but it was like before. But here's the thing, and it's important that there's honesty there because people don't ever tell them. They don't ever say those things. We just avoid. And I realized I was doing the same thing. I was avoiding. Just like Murky's been avoiding me for the last couple of weeks. And when I piss Rem off, he avoids. And I realized that is what we do as humans. We avoid. Because I do the same thing.
I haven't found a new raid team yet. I'm sorry.
You haven't what?
Found a new raid team yet. I'm sorry.
Well, I figured that's what was happening. I did call him out very honestly and messaged him and was like, if you're acting like a shit raider because you're hoping I'll boot you from the team, I'm not going to do your heavy lifting. Like, be a man and tell me because I'm not about that life. But the important part of this is I want you guys to think about those things when you talk about things that are frustrating you when it comes to, I don't have a raid team, I don't have a guild, I don't have any of those things or things that you're upset with in game, and decide, those things. If those are, like I've been having fun raiding since Secret's back. And I'm not saying that because Secret's in chat, but it is 100% true. I have fun with Envy too.
I've loved having him back because he's cute as fuck.
And I love Envy. Like I really love a lot of elements of the raid team we have now, even though, we probably could be better. But I love those elements because
he's a little too relaxed for the raid team, but he's doing what he is, and we're okay with that.
That's what I've loved about him, though, is his relaxed nature. Because he's not relaxed to me. Him and I are going the whole raid. Him and I and Gabe are going the whole raid, back and forth, the three of us, and Sketch too. Like we're going rounds, analyzing each thing in between pulls. So, but it's things that are familiar to me because my first raiding experience was with Secret. So those things are home to me. Whereas the last couple, the last X amount of raids we've had without him, that didn't feel like home to me. It felt like something that was foreign, and it wasn't fun for me. Raiding still isn't fun for me, but it's at least not as. So anyway, in that whole thing, I know that none of that made sense, and everybody's like, what is this show even about right now? If you're new, I apologize. Those are things that I discovered over the last few days, and now let's talk about our weeks in WoW as an ending. I know I don't have any Can You Nots, and the reason I don't have any Can You Nots is because I had a really good time in game. Nobody really made me mad in game. Actually, I do have a Can You Not, but I'm gonna let you guys go first.
Now we're on the spot.
Murky, what's your Can You Not? Let's start with you first.
I had a very good week too, but one of the things that irked me is just because you did your Warfront and the boss drops 385 and it Warforged to 390 because you're some lucky prick who didn't deserve this shit, doesn't mean you got to spam it in chat the entire time just to make my little ass envious because I still wear 350.
How many
times? You're lucky on a brand new boss that just dropped something and, it Warforged once, but I'm going to act like I got big dick now because it's 390. Shut up.
How many times did they spam it?
I was this guy, and it was linking this two-handed staff, this PvP staff. He's like, oh my god, guys, look what I got out of Dark Shore. And he just linked it every time it could. He literally went and enchanted it, and then started linking it more. He's like, I got it enchanted, boys. I'm so happy. And I'm glad you're happy, but I was just salty about this at the moment. Fuck off, because...
So you're saying don't be happy about your success.
This is me being salty right now. It's more like fuck you because I still can't get the wand off of Mythic Talrock or Talic, whatever. I know.
Fuck that one. I've got all 3.
Well, I'm going for number 4. So, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy for linking his staff and making me jealous.
Do you have the guy's name? I love
I'm glad you're proud of it, but he linked it every minute.
I like calling people out.
Oh, I did. I was saying words back in trade chat with the deck. I was like, I got one too.
Again, haven't seen trade chat in 3 years, 4 years.
Wow.
No trade, no general. I don't see any of those.
I should probably just leave it. I have general chat on just for raid chat, but
maybe you get the lulls, right? Maybe you get.
I have trade chat because I'm a troll. So.
Rem, what's your can you not?
So earlier I was on the forums looking at, because I've been on the forums to see the new changes, and I like it, by the way. Side note, it's a lot sleeker and it's a lot better. So I saw this post on how some little cunt nugget wanted to nerf the Water Strider because it's too good. First of all, fuck off. Second of all, if you nerf it after me and a lot of people put in time to get that, and even if it went the extra mile to get the Crimson one, it's not even OP. You get hits, you fall in the water. It's not useful anymore. Yeah?
I was going to let you finish. I don't want to Kanye you right now.
Oh, Kanye away.
What are they trying to nerf exactly? The fact
because
that it can walk
they
on water?
feel like they have to use it all the time. So they want to use mounts that are what they wanted to do was on water it's 100%, but on land it's 80% speed. Kind of like what the tortoise or one of the turtles do. When it's on land, it's super slow.
Yeah, the sea turtle, right? You don't, you know that you have
no,
that
no.
for the
Fuck
water.
off! Don't do that shit.
But it should be different. There should be a land mount and a water mount. Like, the Water Strider specific to water. It should be faster on the water, right?
No, what I'm saying is he wants to make it slower on land.
That's what... Oh, wait, what?
Exactly.
Hold on, I'm confused.
He wanted to make...
Okay, so on water, he wants the speed to be 100%. On land, he wants it to be...
But it isn't... So, like, the turtle, the sea turtle, it is in the water mount. The Water Strider isn't on the water mount.
Yeah, no, Water Strider is land in water.
But it isn't...
The sea turtle is like 50%, I think, or something.
The sea turtle is built for deep sea diving. The Water Strider is above water. The sea turtle is in the water.
The sea turtle is just for moving faster in the water.
In the water, you're saying the keyword
it's
in.
Not for deep diving,
No,
though.
but I'm saying, like, I was using it to make a point. It's in the water. The Water Strider's on the water. In the water, on the water. That's the difference. There shouldn't... They're what they're asking for is... What they're asking for is ridiculous.
Oh, you know, you're telling fucking me.
Because again, just so that the folks at home know what I'm saying, the sea turtle is in the water. The Water Strider's on the water. It's still so there shouldn't be any changes because
so the sea turtle gets wet. The Water Strider does not.
Right. Exactly. The sea turtle makes it to the water.
But no, this was I'm pretty sure this was a role play perspective on it, which I mean I respect because you gotta have that hustle, I guess. But I mean I don't use a Water Strider as often as some people normally do. Like if I know I'm gonna hit water, like in this area, then I'm gonna use it. But otherwise, I just use like one of my vicious saddles. But so long story short, if you try to nerf my Water Strider, I'm gonna nerf your kneecaps.
Oh, that was good. How long did it take you to think of that?
5 minutes.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
I agree with Secret though. I think 120 on water because the Water Strider isn't made to swim in, it's made to walk on.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why we can't have even more movement speed on water because I mean it's built for it has its water in the fucking name.
I read that forum post and it made me think about like the new frogs, for instance. They should, since they're amphibious, let them be faster in the water than on land.
I don't think you should nerf the land. I think you should increase the water. Doesn't make sense.
There's no reason to nerf the land.
Like, it's not their fault that they're.
I mean, the world is already 70% water. Fuck off.
Angie, can you link the mod you have in chat? Because I'd like a reference to be able to post it later. The mod you have, her mod.
Your random mount mod is obsolete.
No, it picks the water mount if she's in the water when she clicks it. I'm in.
So if you go into the water while on the mount, it automatically switches that mount out. Confused.
So
I don't know. She says when she hits the button, it makes her go.
This is just a food for thought question here, but like, since the water strider can walk on water, what do we feel about like the flying cloud discs, the carpets, the rockets? What if those levitated over water? Because that would make sense story-wise.
That's been a pet peeve of mine since they had that red flying disc from MOP. Like, why can't my Nimbus fly over the...
Can we go back to the pirate ship that they added? Like, why does he not have water?
The Dreadwake and the BlizzCon mount. It's a boat. What the shit? Even if it's an airboat, like, it's still a boat.
I mean, food for thought. Do you think instead of nerfing what's fun, should they just add more fun? Because instead of 2 mounts, you kind of open the door for more people. The capes aren't there. The carpets aren't that hard to obtain, I don't believe. It's just...
So what would be cool is if they put an emphasis on, instead of making mounts focus on land and air, like flying, they make one that's land and sea, or sea and air, or something unique.
Right, something
$1 ideas, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to do Shark Tank.
Not really. Yeah, I mean, Val talks about her carpet that she loved. You got the Surma carpet, right?
I've never gotten it. No.
Oh, you never... Oh, what a dick.
I just rubbed that shit in.
I grinded and grinded. I literally got fucking Paragons 2 or 3 times a week. I did that much fucking world quests and anything I could find to get rep, and nothing.
I did mean that as a low blow. I really do apologize. But you're talking about carpets.
People who didn't even know what it was get it, and then I'm just like...
But I saw someone with the Warden costume on the other day, and I wanted to...
And you still haven't gotten the Warden costume, right?
No, never did. I might go back and try and get it, but we'll see.
Nothing. I got nothing.
So instead of nerfing something, why don't they just buff more mounts to be...
Yes, the lay woven flying carpet. Secret that I know you have, piece of shit.
I think that would just be the counter argument to the guy's nerf post is make other things fun, because it would make sense that the rocket just hovers.
Nerfs are fun.
Yeah, why can't... Yeah, that's the whole flying argument. I mean, that's a whole can of worms. But no, like, let's make more unique mounts that are water and land and shit. Why not?
It's the fun police. It's the Reddit guys. That's all the guys on Reddit with the Reddit posts.
And let somebody make a YouTube video. We'll get the word out there.
Listen, I got to be very careful about my YouTube content creation because I did a fucking profession video and I thought they were going to kill me. But then again, everybody loved the 8.1. There was a couple random complaints that apparently a guy didn't like my voice. Hey, I don't like it either.
Yeah, I hate my voice, so.
Joke's on you! Like,
you're like me now.
I basically just said, like, I tried to change it, and it turns out unless I want to go through a serious life transition, I'm kind of stuck with it. So I'm just making the best of it, you know.
I hear my voice, and I physically cringe.
And then he's like, well, it's not your fault. I know it's not my fault. I go, but I'm sure my husband agrees with you. Like...
Can you get a comment on that?
But does the sound of my voice take away from the value of what I'm saying? Because that's really the interesting thing.
No, the fact that you are a woman does.
Exactly. Oh. You are 100% right about that, because and it's been proven, a man says the same thing I say in a YouTube video, he's God's greatest fucking creation, and he's so smart. But when I say it, I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm being a bossy gamer girl, or I'm too opinionated, or my forehead's too big. I mean, guys.
Get creative. God.
You're telling me things I know about myself. You pointing out my forehead, I've lived with this fucking bad boy my whole life. It hasn't gotten any better. In fact, my hairline is receding because I'm getting older. It's only going to get worse from here. These are things I know. I use Rogaine every day. I have no fucking shame, guys. It hasn't.
I'll buy you a wig.
It hasn't made my forehead better, mind you.
That's
Forehead
good.
is still getting worse, but.
Are you getting a little baby hair now?
Oh yeah, I got a ton of little baby hair. You could see it when I go to the side. You could see it all sticking out. But,
shit. I'm not going to your video to check you out. I'm here for content. So that guy is just so invalid on so many levels.
They can't even see it anymore because I don't do my video for Method anymore. I don't put my face on Method's videos whatsoever, and I actually refuse to. I will not put my face on another video for Method again. Period.
Well,
it isn't Method's fault. It's their fan base. It's a large part of their fan base, and it's because of the high level that they have set, right? You can't set the standard very, very high for your content, and then you throw me in the mix who's given the little guy their information. I'm focused on the little guy stuff. But I can tell you that Scott wouldn't know the first thing about what the fuck is coming in the patch outside of what's important for rating, because that's not important to Scott. He doesn't give two shits. He doesn't do the fun things on a day-to-day basis because that's not the kind of player that he is. He doesn't go and revel in the things that are fun for me or fun for really most of us, because that's not the type of things that they do in game. That's not fun for them. So those kinds of things don't affect them. That's why I tweeted yesterday to Kana, he's having a meltdown because he's not having fun in game. He's not having fun because he's at a high level, so he doesn't know how to have fun. And I just told him, like, if I played an EU server, like, you would have fun because I would make you have fun. But these high level guys, they don't have fun unless they're doing extreme high level things, and they're killing it every single time. That's why the nerfs affect them so greatly, and why it's so loud on the internet, because that's what they are. They're high level. They don't know how to have a good time. And that's why I don't. Because I like having a good time. I don't ever want, but I have the potential to be so, and I know that. I know that I have the potential to be so. Not because I'm good at it, but everybody has a
all the time
competitive. So let's talk about my Can You Not. So my Can You Not. It's not as going to be as angry. It's more like a ha-ha can you not, because you're a fucking moron. So we were doing things in Vol'dun, and we were stuck in the temple. The Tortollan quest happened to be right by the flight path. It was making
Oh God, were you camping Twang?
Listen. No, we never ran into him. He's the only one we didn't run into. But this shaman, gotta love this shaman. Crassus, Carrick, I can't remember. We kill him. He's not happy about the kill. He comes back and tries to kill us. He got wrecked. He decides he's going to go up on top of this temple, and he's going to pull a little bitch move, and he's going to shoot and hide and shoot and hide. Like, that's going to be how he kills.
That's his day today.
He's not very good at it. We figured it out. I figured out I could throw my Warlock Gate up on a cliff. Who the fuck thought I could do that? It turns out I can do that. I just have to be positioned in the correct way, and I can do it. It was higher than what I do in the dungeon, by the way. We didn't think it would go up there, and it totally did. That ruined his fun because we no longer had to run around. We could jump right up on that cliff, and he was not expecting that. And it was pretty great. But can you not say evil things in fucking Orcish, thinking that I'm not going to use Google Translate and know what the fuck you're saying? Pro tip, there is a translate for fucking horde speak, okay?
Yeah, no, 747 space 747 says Zug Zug across sections.
He called us bad and dirty little motherfuckers.
That's impressive.
In yell chat, so like he's yelling. And like occasionally some horde would come to his aid, which I found to be really funny, because if this was Alliance, like Alliance would be on it. In fact, like we kind of rolled hard with a ton of other, like there was a shit ton. We went to the Dazaralar first, and we fucking went in ham in the middle of their, we didn't give a shit. We were fucking killing their vendors. We don't care. And then, you know, we got owned in a pretty big way. But that's what, I mean, I would expect, right? If I was able to just rampage through their city with being unchecked, I would be embarrassed to be that faction. And we do the same. Like, we'll ignore a couple of it, but the second, like, you try to bring all your people into our city, like, we're gonna fuck your shit up. But yeah, so you can totally Google what's in there, and there's the Wowpedia, whatever. They have an entire translation of the common things that you see in Yell. And so I was live translating it, and it was, but can you not say things in a different fucking language and think I'm not going to know what you're saying?
Yeah, add me on Real ID and talk to my face.
Don't call me a dirty motherfucker. I'm not the one hiding behind bushes and up on fucking hills and shit and hiding behind temples because, you know. Just, it didn't make sense to me. That was my candy knot. It was the worst candy knot ever. It wasn't really a great one. Mostly because I found it more amusing. Like, we had a good time. We had a pretty good. We got bored, so we left. And right as we left, all his friends came. Like, all his...
Convenient.
I imagine it was like a bunch of other 15-year-olds that finally got done with dinner. And Mom let them get on the computer. Because that was not an adult doing that. I hope not. Spoiler alert. It was Rem.
It was my secret horde tune that I play with Jira.
Crisis.
So, guys.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Next week. We missed a lot of things today, but there was a lot of stuff and a lot. We don't really need a lot of thought, a lot of mental capacity, because there's a lot to go through. Next week, I want to talk about PvP things, and I'm going to talk about some add-ons that improve your quality of life when it comes to PvP, and I'm also going to be talking to you about an add-on that a lot of you might already know about, but it's from a raid side, and I want to kind of highlight its use and what it's good for, and I did testing with it last week. I'm going to actually record some of that testing this weekend's raids so that I could show some of its use. I talked to one of the developers because I was trying to figure out how to work stuff. It was actually pretty cool from a person who isn't a natural-born raid leader. I'm a natural-born leader, but not a raid leader. These things I have to learn what to look at, but it's been really, really helpful for us to define in between boss pulls and for us to just see what's going on. I didn't know the other world lived this way, so it might be stuff you guys already know, and maybe you're like me and you didn't.
Oh, you talking about the Discord thingy? Mm-hmm. That thing's really neat.
Yeah, and I haven't even scratched the surface on its capabilities as far as what it highlights for us in between boss pulls. Right now, it's basic. It highlights the default for the boss, but if there's a certain thing that we're failing on that isn't common or isn't uniquely tracked, I can set those up. It's pretty legit, but it's been useful because that's what we've been using to analyze in between each fight. Like I call them the raid council, but we go in between and we talk and chat and we have the we know exactly where the breakdown is and where it's happening because it's live data. So it's pretty neat.
We'll break that down next week. It is cool. It is helpful.
Yeah, and I wanted to give it its full due, so that way I could make it really useful. So, guys, any last words of encouragement?
This patch doesn't fix things, but it's a good patch so far. I'm really excited for 22 and what's going to come then, because we all know it's when the gates really open. But if you want to go and tweet about how shitty this patch is right now, you're a fucking cock. You're a piece of shit. It is good life right now. Enjoy. There's a lot to do right now. There will be more next week. But you don't have to burn through it all right now. Play at your leisure. Enjoy it. But get your Dark Shore Warframe done. Get that loot before it's gone.
And
let's burn shit down, guys. Let's join the hate bandwagon.
Burn it!
I want to say that I agree with you. And it isn't just because I'm literally, like, I fucking facepalm every other day on Twitter with posts. But it's because it's perpetuating and it's not helping. And Blizzard has enough going on right now. Like, obviously, shit is not okay over there. Like, I know we didn't talk about the Heroes of the Storm thing. I know that there's a lot of feels out there, but I understand what they're doing from a business perspective, because I live in numbers, and I live where I'm trying to do something with a product and I'm getting told this isn't profitable for us to continue dumping money in, because I've been fighting this battle for the last 3 years on something that I barely was able to get approved. But, and it's personal for us. If the time ever comes when they do that to WoW, guys, I might not be the voice of reason, right? I might very well be there with my pitchfork burning whole fucking villages down.
maybe the voice for the moment that we actually need it, because it's the boy who cried wolf syndrome or whatever. Like, if we bitch about everything, at one point we're going to be nothing with a voice. So,
right, because the first thing on all of their stuff that they tweet from the Warcraft devs is just negative, negative, negative. It's just so. I messaged a good friend of mine earlier, late last night. It was actually like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just said, I'm not going to post on the forums because the second I do, it's going to turn into a whole other beast, and I don't want to do that. So I just would like you to pass this message on to whoever's taking care of PvP, because I don't know who that is. It's a secret, but you know, if whatever these changes that are being had, if that was Holinka, it very well might be. Like, you please let them know that they're not there all the way, but they're in the right direction with fixing a very big problem. For me specifically, like, I don't really give a shit about everybody else. I'm very selfish, but I did say that I haven't been top damage in a battleground in years. It isn't because I'm not capable. It's because I can't live long enough to be top damage in a battleground. I can't get any damage out because I'm dead. The armor isn't a Live Lord armor in the sense of, like, I died to rogues. Don't worry. I got fucking sap, fan, and knives, and all kind of shit happened, and I was dead. But I lived long enough to be able to fight, and that was really what was important, and I had a great time. The pacing felt really good. I haven't done arenas or high-level stuff like that. That's probably where it's different, but I'll settle for being alive, and I'll settle for her Chaos Bolt. It's a whole body summon, so she she teeters herself back to like brace herself, so it's a whole body summon to throw out the Chaos Bolt, and it is stellar.
I did see those new animations, and they do look bomb as hell. They are really cool.
So find your reasons to be happy, and hold on to those in moments when we're frustrated, because those are the only things that are going to get you through, honestly. But yes, there will be lots of things that we are angry about. Rem is going to be the best Shadow Priest ever.
If you're a shaman, I'm sorry. Hard to be in the limelight of a resto shaman right now.
Is it bad?
There's the healing in both forms. I know Dark was saying druids were bad, but shamans really got no improvement in play.
Didn't have any number tweaks?
Not really.
Huh.
I know druids took a hefty nerf, but we'll see how it plays out this week when we raid. Hopefully we can pull through.
Yeah.
Like nothing broke. It was just it didn't feel like anything was fixed for them either, and druids got resto. But there's an upside somewhere. Find it and just hold on to it. Don't let it go.
Guys, I've had a downside for 2 expansions, right? And I've managed to find stuff. I haven't felt like myself, though, right? Because there's elements that I've been in war mode since Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Monday night? I haven't taken myself out of war mode. I've world quested, done all those things, stayed in war mode.
Good job. Hell yeah.
It's finding myself again and remembering my own advice that I give to people, because I forget it, you know? And it's okay to have other games to play. I know I've always been like anti-fuck your games, but it's okay to play other games and find that fun. I just, you know, mentally I need my resources for my game. But, so, it's time for us to be done because it's way past the time. And I don't even know what time the show started or ended because it's new. But I know that it's
around about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, we done, guys. We done. So.
Yeah, I'm on E.
We are going to be continuing the content that we create here. We're going to probably look at not evolving, but adding to and in my quest to be anti-try-hard when it comes to content creation, because I wanted it to flow in an organic fashion, I also lost that element of what makes me who I am. And I have to find a good balance there. So, and again, the person who didn't DM me his email address so I could send him the response, but he did comment a very long comment on the YouTube channel and gave me some truth that I needed to hear. And even though it was hard to hear, it was what I needed to hear. So, good things, segments, important information, interaction, things that you guys need, want, plus cunts and bitches, because it is what it is. And the person who I responded on the Twitter, on the YouTube, I don't know if you two look at the YouTube comments, but you should probably do that because it's usually just me, the comments. It'd be nice if it wasn't.
I used to be active with the comments. I do
it when I'm in the potty. I just load it up when I'm in the potty and do stuff. But he said, great content. Do you have to say fuck every other word?
Sorry.
I told him why. I told him why I say every other word, or rather the multitude of reasons it could be. But give it a read if you get a chance, because I thought it was kind of funny. But I hope he didn't think I was insulting him, because I thought it was funny. He's probably right. I probably should say fuck less. And he, it is what it is. But, guys.
That ain't me.
That ain't you?
That ain't me. That ain't you.
We can be both, right? We can be the cat and the canary.
Fucking canary.
Guys, these things come to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. When I woke up today, as we're leaving, because I'm going to go ahead and roll, unless you guys have anything you want to say to the people under the stairs.
Think we're good?
We're good?
I'm happy to be back. I'm running on E today, but I'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed next week.
I'll buy you some cocaine. That'll perk you right up.
It.
That'll perk you right up.
I'll crack your butt like a walnut.
I'm just kidding, guys. I wouldn't even know where to find cocaine if I wanted to buy it. That was.
I'll send you a text so you can give me the.
That's so funny because she's lying.
That was a time. I tried to buy it 2 BlizzCons ago, and I didn't know where to buy it because I wasn't gonna slip it.
You can buy it. You can buy anything with on Craigslist.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I could make a phone call real quick. I'm sure.
Probably shouldn't. Never mind.
Old life isn't really old. Old life isn't really old life. It's just in a different part of your life.
Part of you, yeah.
Yeah, but I would probably be like super awkward, like trying to buy it anyway, because I don't know the lingo anymore. So it would be like, you got the stuff. I would be.
I get a powdered donut.
Right. Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna try to.
I gotta pee.
You have to pee? Well, we could let that one. I was gonna tell you guys something, and I just lost it in mid. What was I gonna say?
Oh, does your mom have speed? She's talking about it.
What?
My mom has speed?
No.
Oh, Murphy's mom. Well, she might.
Speed will prick them up. I mean, do you have speed?
He's still in Elsinore. She may.
I gotta drive up the hill. Fuck.
What if we don't have hills? What if the hills have eyes?
What if they have thighs?
I don't think they got very far. I think they're trying to activate the crystals in this Discord thing. The Secret Finders Discord. The good one.